I need Bucky. I need you to know this is still your fault. But we're playing Repurpose. Oh, I listen. This is Bucky's fault. This is Bucky's fault. This is completely the rabbit's fault, and I don't got much else to say on that front, right? This is all on the rabbit. Like, whatever. Let's just. Oh, all right. Can we all right? There was nothing but darkness in that moment. I couldn't see, couldn't speak, couldn't feel anything. And then, in an instant, it was as if my entire being was thrust violently into the air. I wasn't being thrown up or down, but everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And before I could muster any fear, bro, listen, it could be a good game. I'm not saying it's not a good game. It's just I blame you for this. I saw the light. Alright. Oh shit. Oh god. I found myself surrounded by a crowd of people. People were clambering around the stage, talking loudly amongst one another. It seemed like they were just as confused as I was. I tuned out their voices for a moment and rubbed my temples to collect my thoughts. What was I doing before arriving? How did I even get here? I can't recall at all. Any memory that I could have had as to when and how I got here are non-existent. All right. What the hell? Why can't I remember anything? But before I could ruminate on that revelation, two figures took the stage that made the whole audience in attendance go silent. To the left was an elegantly robed man. He had white hair, like foam that caked a beach shore. An odd, dark, discolored pattern surrounded his left eye. A birthmark, maybe? It was hard to tell at a distance. But above all else, he had a large set of wings protruding from his back. His smile was humble and warm, but noticeably nervous as he took to the podium. He scanned over the crowd as he waved shyly to us. And to the right? Fuck! Stop looking at me like that! Bro, I just got here. Okay, like... Bro, why? Bro, stop looking at me like that. Fucking Tom Cruise, you can't catch me, gay thoughts type shit, bro. I don't. Another sharply dressed man took the empty podium across from the angel. His hair was a deep fiery red and hung just past his shoulders. Everything about his energy exuded confidence, from the way he leaned against the stand to the way his amused expression spread across his face.
Late on the first day of work.
Oh
Well,
no.
That's very kind of you to keep us all waiting, even if we technically have an eternity.
Oh god, his voice! Oh no! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! I can't! Oh my god!
Your predecessor was punctual, at least.
Oh no!
Silence, demon.
Kale, okay. Demon? I hadn't noticed it before, but that redhead. He had cat-like eyes or horns sprouting from each side of his head. The demon's long black tail swished as if amused, before pointing to the other's microphone stand.
Oh, Uh, this thing on?
The angels seem embarrassed.
Anyway. Aloha Aina, everyone.
Hello there.
Oh God! Stop being so close to the mic. You're in my ears. Get out of my head. Ah! I hate this. 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 I hate this so much. I hate this so much. And welcome to the garden. And welcome to the garden. I know you all must be confused as to why you're here, but let me explain where you all are at, yeah? You mean we, right? This here where we stand is the Garden of Eden. Even though its trees bear fruit no more, it remains the more lovely part of this place. You're rude like your predecessor too. What is this place you are thinking, yes? Well, you are in this place that is neither above nor below, but somewhere in the middle. Ending up here is extremely rare, and how it happens varies from person to person. Living a listless life, overindulgence, or if your time was cut short. The list goes on. In a way, it's like your path has been erased, yeah? So basically, you're all in limbo. Granted, it has many other names. Limbo, Purgatory, the DMV, just a few you've come up with. Bro, fuck the DMV. I don't even have a car. Fuck the DMV. I'm particularly fond of Limbo. It makes me think of taking a cruise across the endless ocean back home. I can take some. I'm not prepared for this. I'm genuinely not prepared for this. Why? Why is he? Fuck! Stop flirting with me, please. Like that is like my weak, bro. People flirting with me is like the worst thing that could happen with me because I am like such a bitch. Oh my god, I am. Oh, I can take some of you aboard with me if you like. That brings me to my next point.
I am the Archangel Calais, and I have been assigned to this realm to offer help in crossing over to heaven, or as we like to call it up there, Utopia.
To get to this promised land, your resolve must be tested in one of the town's circular utopias gates called Haven Homes. It is there that mortals must perform genuine acts of virtue to prove they have earned entry into Utopia. You'll be staying in Haven Home outside the realm of Utopia if and when you are ready to ascend. Please be aware that while patience is virtue, there's a time limit of 1 Earth year to prove yourself worthy of citizenship within Utopia's walls. Similar circumstances follow if you want to get into hell. You have a choice to go into hell? That's crazy. Though we aren't as elitist as Utopia, who require you to take an arbitrary morality test. Ramon? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. It's nothing much. Just denounce Utopia and pledge your unwavering loyalty. That's okay. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. We'll even overlook the first 3 misdemeanors to sweeten the deal. But anyway, but any sins after that, you'll have to undergo some torture to atone. Gotcha. If you get caught, that is, which given our forces, you most likely will. However, if you're not stupid about it, we might just give you a promotion. Oh, don't look scared. It's not any different than what you turned the Earth into. You know what? Valid shit, bro. The main difference is that in hell, we actually punish violent, disgusting sex predators. Yo, tell them again! Tell them again! Tell them again, Ramon! Oh my god! Say it again for those in the fucking back! Oh my god. Say it again for those in the fucking back, bro. Lucifer hates them the most, so as punishment, we get some nice hot Syrian blades to take to the generals. Oh my god!
By the choir, have mercy!
Well, okay. You don't need to get to hear the graphic details, demon. Even if they deserve it. At least they agree, right? Fuck. Fine. But in my opinion, that alone makes hell better than Earth. Though I suppose I could talk about some of the other luxuries we have. Did I mention that we got a 4D theater? 4D? Like, I could smell shit in there? Okay. A vast shopping center and a Starfucks at every corner. Starfucks? Is it like fuckboy Starbucks? That's funny. At every corner to help you get through the literal endless nights.
Oh, and the name's Ramon, by the way.
Aye,
The pleasure
Ramon.
is all mine should you want me to drag you to hell.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. Says, what the hell have a 4D theater? And what even is 4D? There's a third dimension that can be projected by human. That can be projected by human means. There's a third dimension that can be projected by human means at that. Oh, it's where the seats are equipped with features like vibration, wind, strobe, fog, and sets to give an immersive experience while a film is playing. I find it quite fun, really, even if I have to make the entire 3-circle trek down to the end of the circle. Just goes to show how behind the times Utopia is if 2D is as good as it gets. Moving on. Okay. There's always the option of remaining here, but fair warning, Limbo is a relatively unmonitored territory between Utopia and Hell. Your soul's fate is uncertain, and many residents here live out the rest of their eternity lost. It's pretty much a 24/7 free-for-all, so watch your back. However, there's no need to dwell on that, as I'm here to help you cross over to a better place for the allotted time. Please do not be afraid to reach out, as it is my life's purpose to hurt you lost souls to peace. Any questions? There was a lot of mumbling and chatter amongst the crowd, all discussing who they wanted to join. From how they were talking, it seemed like a pretty even split of people intending to follow either one of them. I consider my options. Utopia seemed like the most reasonable decision, given the other was literal hell. But for the way the demon pitched it, aside from a few discrepancies, hell was like living on Earth. One valued morality of a person, while the other took them as they were, flaws and all. I guess the big question I had to ask myself was, am I a good person? This is bullshit! What? I turned my head to see who that was. It was a short masked person with rabbit ears that raised their voice first.
This whole system is bullshit! Having to prove how saintly I was? Does activism do nothing for people these days? Christ, dude!
You know what,
Just because
Valid?
hell is pretty much Earth doesn't make it that much better, considering how fucked Earth was when I left it. This holier-than-thou, silver-tongued shtick isn't selling me a goddamn thing.
That's not what I've been trying to say at all.
Perish here then.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
You know what? Valid, DJ Roadkill.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way, right? Who's with me?
The crowd was silent, with a few awkward coughs here and there. Even though they had a mask, people avoided eye contact with the haired fellow. A ripped woman in a crop varsity jacket and goggles spoke up.
Just how technologically advanced is heaven?
Okay. Not again, not again, not again. I knew this person was coming up, and I just fuck. Oh my god. Okay. She completely blew off the rabbit head. It's called Utopia. So pretentious. It's inclusive to people of all faiths. But to answer your question, it's as advanced as the residents make it to be. Which unfortunately for Utopia leaves it a couple years behind what you're used to. They still use VHS and Walkmans over there, I bet. Oh, my mouse wheel could scroll up through the conversation. Okay, sick. Nice. Untrue. Kylie pulled out a chunky looking circular device. The fucking Walkman, bro. Got these portable devices called CD players just last month. Bro, no! That's what a Walkman is! Now we can listen to music wherever we go. As long as we don't scratch the disc or move too much.
Hey,
Yeah, Lucifer. If you want, I can pencil you in for a tour of hell by the end of the orientation, Miss Mitchell. Miss Mitchell.
No need. I've already made up my mind.
Ramon's face lit up.
I'm gonna take my chance with the angel here.
Oh.
I love working on projects from scratch. And it sounds like Utopia is in dire need of an upgrade if it wants to be called my home.
Fuck, man.
Oh, and just call me Mitz. Michelle is my mother's name.
All right,
It
man.
is what it is.
Suit yourself. I hate to see such brains go to waste, though.
But of course.
Nice, cuz. You don't know how happy it makes me to have someone as brilliant as you join us. That is not to say we're not looking forward to the rest of you willing to come as well.
Hang on a second.
I'm hanging.
I'm dead?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh shit, dude, you're right. We died?
Oh, is that just now dawning on everyone?
My apologies.
Yeah, you are.
I can't be dead. I have a midterm.
You don't. Oh, I hate those people who are like, oh, this can't happen to me. I have like minute shit to worry about. Like, bro, you're dead. The midterm literally doesn't matter anymore. Get with the fucking program here, buddy.
I studied really hard for tomorrow.
Kind of not the worst thing to be worried about. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Man, this sucks. Suddenly, the realization had dawned on all of us. We were all dead, trapped here in this limbo, never to see the surface again. Never to see our friends and families. All of our lives had come to an end, whether we saw it coming or not. Never see the rise in teary eyes and melancholy. Kale and Ramon tried to calm the crowd down before it went into full panic. Mitz spoke up once more, breaking the tension.
How did I die? If I may ask.
The two on stage looked at each other with uncertainty.
Oh dear.
Are you sure you want to know?
It would just be nice to know how I spent my final moments before getting here.
The angel smiled warmly. I understand it would bring you some solace and closure, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to know too. I hardly remember a thing. The memories are all fuzzy-wuzzy. Same here, yo. Alright then. You motion over to the jacked woman. Yeah, jacked is an understatement. Fucking clean dishes on those abs. Holy shit. Michelle Moore. Your time of death was October 25th, 2018 at 8:07 from blood loss. You were dismantling a robot gifted to you You were dismantling a robot gifted to you by an associate for its AI system for a personal project, but suddenly the machine suddenly powered and chewed your whole hand off. Wait! So she wasn't an amputee before getting here? Wait, you mean to tell me that do you mean to tell me that the fucking if you lost a limb before getting here, or that limb loss is the reason you're dead, you just stay that way? That's fucked. That's fucked in general. Since you lived it alone at the time, you had a garage soundproof at the request of your neighbors. No one heard your screams of agony when it happened.
Yeesh. Well, at least I went out the way I lived. Fisting machinery.
God fucking... Oh! Alright. She lifted her right arm to high five, but it was kind of difficult to do with her hand. I said, yeah. So she was left. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Our sassy little rabbit friend, DJ Roadkill, as most people call him, died in the most ironic and hilarious of ways. July 4th, 2019, perished when a peaceful protest against police for racially inspired police brutality turned into a full-blown riot. It's unknown who threw the first stone. Just kidding. Of course it was the police. And you were the stone when an officer shoved you in front of an oncoming car. Jesus! Get it? Because her stage name is DJ Roadkill. I don't think that's fun. DJ Roadkill snickered.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Hello. Ah, well, guess I died the way I lived too. Sticking it to the fucking man.
Yeah, fuck the man, bro. If it's any consolation, the chief of police that sparked the initial cause for the protest died during the riot. We had live shows of his torture ever since. Come to hell and get us front row seats for the next showtime. You know what? Fucking bet. Blah, I have a weak stomach. No thanks. Though knowing the fucker went to the place I was cursed him to go to does make me feel a little bit better. It was then the waitress's turn. Rosita Cardenas. The time of death, February 15, 2019, in the heat of lunch rush at 12:38 p.m. The cause of death was,
By the choir, have mercy!
accidentally worsening a gas leak because of sleep deprivation that resulted in a fatal kitchen. Jesus! What the fuck? What do you mean, bro? That explains why you're covered in soot. Oh my god!
Please.
Official
forgive
cause
me.
of death, smoke inhalation. How reckless. We can't divulge whether or not there were other casualties besides yourself, but a fire that big. Well, you can use your imagination as to how many people were left medium to well done. God damn, okay, nah, bro, that's fucked. That's fucked. That's actually fucked. What the fuck? That's actually fucked. Like, why? Why would you do that? Like, what the heck, bro? I just love messing with my toggles. Kylie gave Ramon a starting look, see as Anita's morbid humor wasn't welcome with Rosita. One at a time, they shared their cause of death to those who asked for it. From freak accidents to diseases to murder. One of the main consistent themes was many of us were young adults. What about me? I finally managed to get a word in near the end. Oh, you? Let's see here. Up close as I calmly searching through his mind for my answer. His face scrunched up disapprovingly. That's weird. Can't seem to find your time or cause of death at all. What about you, Ramon? Yeah, no, me either. It's all blacked out and redacted. God, I'm in the fucking Epstein files. I love the one higher ups do that vague shit.
How very interesting.
How odd. Must have been a pretty brutal and traumatic death if we're not allowed to be privy to that information. In all my time as an escort, I've yet to see someone like you show up. Makes me wonder. Sorry, Lee. This sucks. How am I supposed to find peace in heaven if I can't? How am I supposed to find peace if heaven can't tell me exactly how I died? Well, unlike these feather braids that misplaced your cause of death, hell actually does have it on file. You wouldn't just have to claim it. You would just have to claim it yourself since it's your own private information. Maybe I will. I don't know. There's a lot to take in all at once. I just died after all, and I'm in Eden within some place called Limbo. I should take a slow weigh my options before settling on anything. Well, if there aren't any more options. Suddenly, a horde of people began to close tighter around the stage, people's concerns rising above one another as they tried to get the speaker's attention.
Oh dear.
Hey, one at a time, please. Ramon, could you... Just as Kyle was going to finish the sentence, a muffled song started to chime from Ramon's pocket, and he pulled out his phone. His eyes went wide. He began to walk off stage.
Hasta luego.
Cover me, will you? Cover for me, would you, Lay? I gotta take this phone call real quick. Okay, thanks, bye. Without so much as letting Kyle get a word in, he was gone. The angel sighed, clearly annoyed by this development.
Oh, Lord, give me strength.
He took a deep breath to calm his nerves and address the crowd before him. I'm gonna follow Ramon. Nothing of interest was catching my attention from the conversation. Ramon knows how I died. I want to know how I died. Just a bunch of people poking and prodding Kale on his first day on the job. A few more questions to ask Ramon anyway. And Loki, I was a little curious as to why he so suddenly excused himself. I managed to slip away unnoticed while the other humans kept Kale's attention occupied. I never noticed it before, but for the supposedly lush Garden of Eden, there was barely any fruit or vegetation in sight. I mean, they said that it doesn't bear fruit anymore. However, despite that, in the moody atmosphere of limbo, it was still pretty beautiful. Flowers were abundant and lined the paths of the garden, so much that I had to catch myself from sneezing. Finally, I was able to catch up with Ramon, who looked visibly distressed as he paced around while on the phone. That's just the way she is, mijo. You have a kid? Wait, you have a kid? You don't mean that. I know your mother could be. He's married? Ah! Wait, no. Just because there's a mother and a child doesn't mean he's married. Wait. Please be divorced. Please be divorced. Please be divorced. Pretty abrasive. Oh, that means mean. But she and I still love you very much. Can we talk about this once I'm back?
I love you. Will you say it back for me? Oh. All right. See you then.
Just as he hung up the phone, the sneeze I'd been holding for so long finally escaped. Very loudly at that. What you? Started by the noise, Ramon turned around and noticed I was right behind him. What? Expect me to say bless you? More importantly, how long were you eavesdropping? I didn't hear anything? Good. I'm not sure what that phone call was all about, but it was in my best interest to feign innocence. I was more concerned about my own at the moment. There's a few questions to ask about my death. The frown curved back into a smile. Frankly, so do I.
How very interesting.
All the mystery behind it has made you the most exciting of the bunch so far. Really? Mm-hmm. Yes, said. He winked at me. I could feel my cheeks burn as he took a step forward towards me. He was tall and imposing as he loomed over me. I should have felt threatened, but I stood my ground against be it from determination, fear, or something else, I'm unsure. Well, I faked a cough into my fist to break this weird tension. Ramon loosened up, probably taking the hint. Is it true I can find out the way I died in hell? That's right. Heaven, or utopia as the angels call it, play the role as of an overprotective father and will keep that information from you. But not in hell. Information and knowledge are at the fingertips of people like you who wish to seek it out. For the right price. That being, like I said before, all you need to get what you want is to hand yourself over to me. To hell, I mean. I'm just the escort who will take you there. Why did he phrase it like that in the first place? So what does that entail exactly? By relinquishing yourself to hell, you're giving me the biggest middle finger to utopia and all its high and mighty ideals. Under Lucifer's creed, accept that we are all flawed narcissistic creatures. Under Lucifer's creed, accept that we are all flawed and narcissistic creatures that desire to be bad in all the right ways to make their God angry. It doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. Just one that likes to party. So, what do you say, Lee? I need to think about this. Take your time. Though, word to the wise, hell can be pretty difficult to navigate without a friend. And it could take years, maybe decades to get your death report. Even longer if you waste time failing to get into utopia. It's hell after all. It would be a disservice if we didn't make sure you suffer just a little bit. I see. That was kind of a bummer. Not knowing the exact how and why it ended up here has made the experience all the more devastating for me. How can I cope in the meantime if it did take years to finally get my death report? But consider it a signing bonus if you choose to come with me within the next few days. I'll be waiting in the hotel lobby of the ferry, the first batch of humans looking to leave. Hotel? You can't miss it. It's the only building in town that doesn't look like it's gone to complete shit yet. I have to admit, the demon's offer was tempting. We should be heading back now. That angel is probably getting his ass eaten dealing with some of the more rowdy humans. Right. With that, Ramon and I trekked back to rejoin the group. Okay. Seems like they had died down by the time we got back. And we're back. Kylie looked almost happy to see Ramon return. But as soon as his gaze panned over to me...
Is that why you left? What a snake you are. And in this very garden, no less.
Yo, calm down, bro. I'm gonna need you to chill.
History likes to repeat itself, but I jest. I found them here after I finished my phone call, wandering around aimlessly. Not much of a guardian angel now.
Bro, Kylie, I'm gonna need you to chill, bro. That's a completely different job from Shepard. Ramon stifles a laugh at his palm while Kylie continues to be annoyed by his antics. I don't quite understand why he felt the need to lie just now. Did he just do it to cover for me or for his own sake? Maybe he just wanted to ruffle Kylie's uptight feathers. Still. See the way his grin peeks at the corner, barely visible only from this angle. I can't help but smile too. All right. After a few more questions for the crowd, teasing from Ramon, Kylie started to wrap up things. Well, no thanks to you, I was able to finish up orientation for the day. Any humans that are interested in Utopia can make a line starting here so I can register you. A swarm of people crowded around Kylie, practically drowning him.
By the choir, have mercy!
Whoa, a single file line if you can, please. Also, if I don't get to you today, I am returning tomorrow.
And all the people that want to party in hell, just head towards the one non-shitty looking hotel building in the city and ride the elevator down.
Just like that feather brain, I'll be around tomorrow for those last-minute stragglers as well.
See you soon.
Okay. Surprisingly, there were some people who walked out of the garden along with Ramon. There are also a few uncertain folks lingering where they stood as well. Namely, the three from earlier.
Ah, jeez. This is all so much to take in. I don't know what to do.
Well, I, for one, am going to Limbo.
Huh? I thought you said you were going to follow the angel.
Oh, for sure. I just want to see if I can scavenge some stuff while I'm down here.
Okay.
Plus, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Learn as much as I can about this place and how it works before moving on.
Same here, yo. I bet it's not even as bad as those two had hyped it up to be if this garden is anything to go off of. Let's check it out.
I'm curious as well. Mind if I tag along? Lee, was it? Yeah, you can come with.
Hooray! Hooray!
The more the merrier, my dad always said. With that, we turned our heels and made our way out of the garden. The four of us navigated through the garden for the exit. It was a bit tricky, almost maze-like, but Mitch suggested following the murmurs of the Hell group to find the exit. Once we were out of it, we were instantly met with a sight none of us were expecting. Oh. What the fuck? What the heck? Okay. Before our eyes, what looked like what looked like a desolate city. Buildings and homes were in a state of poor management, rusting and falling apart at the seams. Trash littered across the eroded streets of the city, and any sort of sun was hidden behind the dense, moody clouds. Gave off a depressing, impoverished lifestyle. Shouldn't any one of us want to live here? Seems like they weren't lying, huh? No kidding. What a dump, yeah. I can hardly imagine anyone wanting to live in a place like this. Instantly, DJ Roadkill hopped on all of our cases.
Come on, man.
Hey, wait a minute. This? DJ Roadkill pointed behind themselves towards the rundown city. I used to live in a place not too different from this. Sure, it looks like a couple of riots came through here, but I hardly call this place an uninhabitable dump. You can't judge a book by its cover or some shit like that. I guess you have a point. With a little renovation, it'd be half as nice as where I used to live.
You got me there.
I found a few diamonds in the rough back in the day of digging through my neighbor's garbage. My dad used to make furniture from trash. Were you poor too? Not really. My family was pretty well off middle class. The more bougie people in my neighborhood would just toss shit out without much of a care, so I would swipe any electronic appliances for my inventions. Wasteful fucks throwing away perfectly good stuff when they could donate it.
Right on.
Honestly, I couldn't agree with that more. That's why I stole whatever I found useful. Well, can you really call it stealing if they don't want it anymore? I don't think so. But my dad almost got arrested for taking a table our neighbors were tossing away. That's dumb. That is fucking stupid. I agree. And it was pretty dark that night. The table was really heavy, so my dad knocked over all the trash bins. He tried to apologize by going to the backyard to wake them up through the bedroom window. But it is, yeah, see, the longer you talk, Rosita, it doesn't sound any better. I don't think anyone would, honestly. The fascinating tale of accidental trespassing aside, I noticed something. Where did Mitz go? Rosita, DJ Roadkill, and I looked around and saw that Mitz had walked off into the city, waving a backhanded goodbye with her good hand. Ah, here I thought we'd be sticking together. Guess it's just us three. Rosita turned ahead. DJ Roadkill had disappeared now too. They scampered off to follow Mitz. They hollered at us. Let's split up and regroup later. Cover more ground or whatever. Without giving either of us a word in, Mitz and DJ Rokill's figures vanished to the streets. Rude.
Aww.
It's just you and me then, Lee. Promise you won't leave me either. A much better chance of survival tagging along with someone. We're a completely unfamiliar and different realm of existence after all. Partner at my side didn't sound so bad. Yeah, sure, why not? We can sit together for a while.
Yay!
Let's go then. Rosita and I made our way through the city. For a fairly large town, it was pretty empty on citizens. And the people we did come across didn't seem to want anything to do with us. Occasionally we saw some things lurking around corners and inside buildings. But we kept our distance and went unnoticed. Still, Rosita clung to my arm like at a moment's notice one of us will fall or lose sight of the other. Not to mention she would practically lift me up when we ran for even the mildest of noises. Despite her demeanor, Rosita was pretty fit from the way she hauled me around for such a distance. I asked her to pull over for a moment so we could take a breather. I was exhausted from all the exploring, so we looked to take shelter inside one of the abandoned stores. She took an overview of our surroundings and then audibly gasped, gripping my wrist once more as she led me to a small building. Yeah, this place looks like... Yeah, okay, so I saw this from when Bucky was streaming. Yeah, no, this place looks like a crime scene, bro. Jesus. A restaurant?
OMG! This place! It's an authentic 1920s Swedish Shakes Diner trademark establishment!
How can you tell? I worked at one of the recreations of these restaurants. The recreations play up the retro vibe with 100% to 100 with checkers, neon, and metal. But the first two diners were just simple family-run eateries in Northern Cali. Then in the 1970s, Henry's Sweets sold the brand, and by the end of the 90s, there were Swedish shakes on half of the street corners in the US and parts of Canada. It was all in the instructional 2-hour-long documentary feature. Employees were required to take a test for the job. I know some jobs have weird requirements to meet before applying, but that's just ridiculous. Beats the pass experience for entry-level jobs at other places. And they gave me free popcorn to munch on during the movie. It was a little stale though. But I'm not going to say no to free food. Fair enough, I guess. I took a seat in one of the booths. It wasn't particularly comfortable, and something was preventing me from resting my back against the cushions. Digging around the ripped open leather, I found a set of keys within it. These must be keys to the diner or something. Little good it would do now, since after already looking around, doors were either missing or withered enough that a good shove would bypass any lock. Still, I decided to pocket the keys for now. Maybe I can find some other use for them later. Rosita skipped through the employees-only kitchen, and I could hear the rustle of metal and boxes being moved from there. I decided to rest my eyes for a bit. Dreariness started to take over as my palms cradled my head over the table. What time was it even? Is time even relevant in Limbo? I doubt there wasn't anything resembling a sun in the sky despite there being light. Just clouds for miles on end. Limbo was meant to be a temporary holding place before humans like Rosita and I ascended or descended with one of the immortals. As rare as it was for someone like me or Rosita to end up here, it had to be modestly big for to even hold a 0.00001% of the deaths that happen a year. Before I could further bore myself with the math, Rosita had come back, a tray in hand and a big cheery smile. What the hell is that?
Ding, ding, ding! Order up! One late night crunch special!
for a mixed lead. She set the plate in front of me and slid the seat across from me with an empty glass of straw. I looked down at my food and, Rosita? Yes. What is this?
It's a sausage and hash brown skillet, silly. It got the nickname Late Night Crunch because it's super popular with the college students.
Okay.
Legend on my campus has it that a student ate this every day before their exams, and they would get flawless marks. It's like a good luck ritual.
Alright.
Oh, I think my manager just made that up to get more customers from my college.
That sounds about right. Probably. Doesn't mean it wasn't delicious. Dig in. Rosita began to sip from a clearly empty glass and hummed whimsically. Obviously, she doesn't expect me to eat this hot plate of garbage. I humor her and stick the fork into the meal and bring it inches away from my face. It smells awful, but I put on a convincing performance to pretend to take a bite. Munch, munch, I said phonetically. So good, my compliments to the chef. Rosita giggled, very happy that I decided to play along. I'll be sure to let her know. It was actually kind of fun, just sitting here and roleplaying with Rosita as if we were back on Earth. She, a waitress, and I, a random customer. Hey, shouldn't you be working right now? I took my break just to hang with you, cutie. Oh, I'm cute. Gave me a wink. I'd let your manager know about this then. Oh, come on, don't be one of those customers. We laughed and enjoyed our game and pretend for a little while longer. It was nice to play make-believe and escape our less than favorable reality. After a few minutes when the conversation died down, I suggested we take a moment to rest while we had the chance. Rosita agreed and laid her head down, curling up, so I decided to do the same and nodded off in my seat. It was me who woke up first. I stretched out my muscles and yawned in content. Not the best nap I ever had, let alone the most comfortable, but I did feel a bit more refreshed. I got up and looked out the diner's window and noticed that the outside had gotten just a bit darker. Best idea to wake up Rosita and look for the others. She looked so peaceful in her sleep despite the circumstances. I almost felt bad waking her up, but we had to go. Rosita. I lightly shook her shoulder as she shrugged it off. Rosita, come on, it's time to go. Her eyes slowly began to flutter open as she sat up with a tiny yawn. I was just having the weirdest dream. Was it the one where you were in limbo?
No, it was one where I was back in high school and I didn't know where my classes were at. And the school's mascot was a chicken, but I remember my actual high school's mascot was a seal. And that seal would drive in a cute little red Bentley on the school's logos. It was designed by one of my friends for a contest. But anyway, back to the dream. I found my first class, and my normal teacher was replaced by teenage heartthrob Back Ephraim. He was really nice to everyone, but me for some reason. Also, I had flippers instead of hands, so I ended up failing my classes.
Pause.
Also, I had flippers instead of hands, so I ended up failing my classes.
Back Ephraim? That's crazy. Okay, wow, that is a weird one. We heading out now? Yep. Best try to regroup with the others.
Okie dokie.
Rosita flipped the restaurant side and closed on the way out. After some time walking in silence with our arms hugged, she hugged a little closer to me. I turned my head to see if she was okay or needed a break. Hey. Oh, she blushed.
Aww.
Thanks for going along with me earlier.
You're really sweet. And I really needed a friend right now.
Anytime. Friends? You may have just met, but that didn't sound too bad, to be honest. Friend like Rosita in this kind of world? Heck, even on Earth sounds fine to me. Rosita and I were in what looked to be a downtown area. The buildings we explored before were most like the buildings we explored before. Most were unacceptable, empty, or had some shady-looking figures inhabiting them. Except for this shopping mall center. In contrast to everything else, it was teeming with life built around a river with the cleanest looking water I'd ever seen. I knelt down scoops of water into my hands to take a sip, thirsty from all the watering. It actually tasted pretty clean. It was cool and refreshing on my tongue, like I had taken a swim from a chill bottle of water. As tempting as it was to drink some more, I saw some residents taking a bath in the river a distance from us. So the invasive thought people using the mall river with the same amount of respect as a community pool turned me off from now. Because, you know, people piss in those. While I was busy thinking about that, I ended up losing Rosita, who had wandered off on her own. I doubted she would have leave the area entirely. With the amount of people on her, she was hard to miss either. Most of the stores within the mall operated by trade instead of some form of currency. Being relatively new here, I didn't have much on me except for some keys I found in the back of Sweetie Shakes. Not that anything really piqued my interest per se, except.
Oh, come on! You gotta sell me that thing!
That sounded like Mitts. Hey. I followed the sound of her voice and found her looking pretty cross at the vendor. But it looks like she was trying to buy something off the vendor, and I was pretty desperate to convince him.
Tut, lady. This sweet robot toy we got goes for at least 3 juice boxes. Your Earth money is no good here, even if it's a crisp hundo.
Okay.
Paper money is as good as toilet paper in my domain.
Okay.
How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough?
Hell am we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for.
He nodded to her tool belt and reached to touch a hammer. Mitz took a step back.
Back off, dude. You can't have any of my tools. If I gave you any of them, it would render the whole reason I wanted the toy pointless.
Valid.
Then we're done here. Scrap!
Mitz did not look happy at all by this. All this for a silly kid's plaything? Hey, Mitz.
What's up?
Lee, great timing. You got anything I could trade for this bozo for the robot toy? Why? This so I can take it apart and use scrap to build myself a new hand. I'm right-handed, and this incredible brain is useless without 2 functioning hands to tinker.
Well, I got an idea or two on how you can put that pretty little head of yours to good work.
I'm scared by what you mean by that.
Beg pardon?
Uh-oh. Looks like Mitz was about to throw it out with the vendor. He didn't seem too tough, pretty scrawny at that. Suddenly, something grabbed me and Mitz by the back collar and lifted us inches off the ground. Whoa! I looked behind me to see several tall, lily-white tank-top men surrounding us. I have words for this, but I'd rather not say them. I'd rather just move forward. Is there a problem here? Want us to show him out, Mr. Hordes?
Yes, fellas, if you would be so kind. These broke bitches don't have anything of value to trade with us. Dispose of them at once.
Yeah, I hate this guy. Wait. What are your friends for some any idea how to get a toy for the man? It's a long shot, but how about some keys? One of the men scoffed. What use would Mr. Horde have for those? Hordes raised his hand and the man immediately silenced. We accept your offer. What? Seriously? Even Mitz was surprised by this as Horde swiped the keys from my hand and the men put us back down. Dost thou question our judgment? Foolish. As the king of this dump, we can find use for the most shitty of garbage. Like how these keys can make for a wonderful makeshift pair of brass knuckles. He punched at the air around him to demonstrate. Once he realized how silly he must have looked, he returned to his usual ridiculous kingly composure and tossed the toy for Mitz to catch. Anyway, yeah, the robot is yours. I got bored of it a week ago. Now beat it. We did that, and the whole time Mitz was just beaming with energy while already taking apart the toy. Oh my god, she's so happy.
Thank you so much! I promise. If you're in Haven Home, I'll make it up to you.
Hey, it's no problem. I doubt those keys would have come in handy since traditional door locks are obsolete here. But made for a decent weapon like the guy said. He just swooped in and gave me a great big hug. A really, really tight hug. Like I think my lungs are collapsing. Mitz, I need air. 3 more seconds. Oh my god. She's a hugger. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. She let go. The air never tasted so good. Oh, come on, you big baby. I wasn't even using a hat. Half? Half. Half? That was only half. I don't want to experience you at your full power. Only if you ask that. Oh. I might have to pivot on that whole hell thing. Jesus Christ. She laughed and I blushed. Mitz was pretty strong. I bet she could break me in half if she really wanted to. You know, even if those other guys were pretty huge, I bet you could have taken them on solo. Maybe it was just 1 or 2, but we were pretty outnumbered. I really don't like having to use these sweet muscles for anything other than hauling machinery or as a last resort. As easy as it is to brute force my way to a solution, I'm an innovator, not an instigator. Though I'm glad you came in clutch back there, bud. So, thanks. I owe you one, Lee. Keep that in mind if I ever need a hand down the line. Wait. Oh,
Funny.
Oh, she thinks I'm funny! Guys, she thinks I'm funny! That was an accident, I swear. You asshole, sure it was. Mitz giggled at my attempts to save face, so I decided to change the subject. You an engineer or something? Or a bias engineer specifically, but I've dabbled in other sciences too, like IT. What kind of stuff have you made? Her eyes light up. I may have died at age 25, but ever since I was a teen, I've been building and innovating tech. Like when I was 14 and still in the egg? Wait, in the egg? Does that mean she's a lesbian? Oh. Still in the egg? I was super into skateboarding, but the homophobic kids in my neighborhood never wanted to play with me. So I made myself a functioning hoverboard to one of my neighbors. I was still so young, so I didn't know exactly how to make it energy efficient. It took a whole week to charge for less than an hour of play. But the look of those fuckboys getting shredded by the neighborhood twink was well worth the grounding my dad's get. Wait, pause. Hold on, wait. Getting shredded by the neighborhood twink. Is Mitz? Wait. Have I been wrong about this entire time? Oh! Wait! Crack the egg? Wait, she's trans! Wait! It was well worth the grounding my dad gave me when the power bill came in. That's amazing, Mitz. Mitz instantly blushed for my praise. After that, Mitz and I continued to browse the mall to see what we could find. We rocked around some more. Mitz still on the hunt for something to find something to trade for her hand replacement. Sadly, technology was fairly sparse in Limbo from what I've seen, and the ones that did catch our eyes were way out of our price range. That being 0. In hindsight, we should have expected it. I feel like I'm in the 1800s. Hopefully Haven Homes at least in the 90s. I'd even take an 80s or 70s. I'm that desperate. Rosita mentioned that one of the buildings we expected was an original diner from the 1920s. So I doubt there's anything too modern to be found. Figures. I saw some folks dancing to Louis Armstrong on gramophone earlier with Roadkill. Speaking of them, where are they? Don't know. Last time I saw them, they scampered off to join those people dancing around the phone. You should probably look for them. Earlier we ran into someone that was a fan of theirs that would let us crash at her place for the night while we all figured out what we wanted to do. DJ Roadkill has a fan here? What are the odds of an encounter like that? We're gonna do the percentage here. 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, trillion. So about 37 trillionths of a percent. I did the math in my head when it happened. While I'm cautious that 1 in a billion is a better option than possibly getting jumped in our sleep by someone. While I'm cautious about that 1 in a billion, it's a better option than getting possibly jumped in our sleep by someone or something dangerous. That makes sense. What did you say this group of Louis Armstrong stands were? In the parking lot area east from here is where we came in from. I think Rosita and I came in from the main west entrance. Where is she now? She got distracted and wandered off. I'm sure she's still floating around here somewhere. Good. I'll track her down and we can all regroup then. I nodded and headed toward the east entrance of the shopping center. Seemed like the Louis Armstrong worshippers had left with the record still playing. Shame, I actually wanted to see that. Took a few steps into the parking lot when I heard someone call out for my attention.
Hey.
They made those noises that someone makes when they're trying to beckon a cat their way. I made my way over to them. DJ Roadkill, was it?
DJ Roadkill, DJ RK, yada yada yada. Whatever works best for you. I know it can be a mouthful.
Alright, DJ. Call you DJ from now on. Alright, cool. But listen, I managed to get the 4 of us a place to sleep for the night. I hope you all would hear me out about what I had in mind before trying to split ways. That's right, DJ was the one person who wasn't fond of the options Ramon and Kale gave. But we could talk about that together later. Right now, I totally forgot to show you the places we're gonna stay at. Where is it? You'll see soon enough. I followed DJ as they merrily led the way to the supposed place. For being here less than a day, DJ sure moved around the streets as if they lived here their whole life. On the way there, we passed by what looked like a small community that had made their homes in some of the more intact buildings. The atmosphere seemed less somber and gloomy than the rest of the town. Yeah, you can even see like sun rays here, only by so much. We stopped right in front of a church. Somebody don't strike me as a religious type. I'm not. Or I wasn't until I woke up in the little Garden of fucking Eden. Really, I'm still 50-50 on everything that's going on. That's not the reason I brought you here. DJ hopped on the stairs and I followed. Then a hand rested on the church door's handle.
Check this shit out.
Alright. They gave the handle a good yank. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. From the outside it looked like an ordinary church, but the inside... Yo! The inside was completely different. Well, once the church had been remodeled into a nightclub. Beautiful stained glass windows illuminated the dance floor, along with the elegant chandelier, furthering the strange clash of motifs. And despite all that, it somehow managed to be the most normal-looking place I had encountered today. Whoa. Dope, huh? DJ's voice seemed to be coming from above me when I looked up and saw them hanging upside down from the chandelier's hoop. I'm genuinely at a loss of words. When the fuck did you get up there? Who cares? I said my fair share of nightclubs when I was alive, but this is definitely on the top 10 list. They expertly swung themselves from the ceiling and back to the ground with ease, and hit a dab in the process. Faye, the owner, renovated this place with the help of some of the neighborhood people. It's meant to give the residents and their leader in limbo a bit of pleasure every now and again. She lives in hell, but has some visa or whatever and brings stuff over from there to here when she can. She's also a total cougar, but unromanceable unless the Kickstarter stretch goal is me. What the fuck? What the fuck? So DJ Roadkill breaks the fourth wall. Got you. Didn't we hit that stretch goal actually? What? What? Anyway, she sounds pretty cool. Where is she? She's off visiting some of the residents. I could perform tonight if I set up the equipment myself. Mind helping me out? Please? Just kidding, you don't have a choice unless you want to sleep elsewhere. With no option to say, I guess I helped DJ set up the stage for tonight's performance. Oh, we were. DJ and I made conversation. Well, there's more DJ talking about whatever came to their mind and me just nodding my head trying to figure out what cable goes where. Valid as fuck. For dystopian looking town, electricity outlets all seem to be functional. I believe dim lighting in most places comes from the lack of working appliances to light up the areas. Candles, however, are pretty abundant in the club's case, and the club's case worked to the aesthetic. DJ sure looked right at home at that. DJ Roadkill. That can't be their actual name, right? I mean, it's the one the demon used for them back in the garden, but and that weird mask they never seemed to take off. Just had to ask. Ask about the mask. So you have a face under that mask, or
Maybe. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just a skeleton underneath this.
Maybe.
Ooh, game theory. DJ Roadkill is funny skeleton man?
No, not DJ Roadkill is Sans, bro. No. Oh my! I'm gonna vomit, bro.
Oh, will we get copyright strike for mentioning another IP?
I don't think you get copyright strike for game theory. Matt Pat seems pretty chill about it.
Nah, I think that description was pretty vague enough.
At last. Okay, back. I laughed at the ridiculousness of what DJ was saying while I popped open a can of She's TM Canada Shrine. Canadian Shrine. I have no idea what you're talking about. But to answer your question, is that there is no answer. The mystery that lies beneath the mask is one of the core appeals of my character. I shit you not, most of my gigs are landed because of my strategically marketable persona. It's even got me some post-show rendezvous. Post-show rendezvous? Booty calls, Lee. Try to keep up. You'd be surprised how many people are wanting to smash while I wear the mask. Not that I want to take it off anyway. Don't want to spoil the enigmatic lure that is DJ Roadkill, am I right? Yeah. Was it me or did they sound a bit sad there? Maybe I should change the subject. What was this plan you wanted to discuss with the others? It's better to talk about it when they're here. But basically, I just think that, like, we shouldn't jump into the arms of the first person we meet. Even if they are some fine as fuck angel or demon. You know what I mean? Kinda, I guess. After that, it was back to DJ mindlessly rambling with no filter till we finished setting up the stage. Some time had passed, and I noticed through the window that it was equivalent of nighttime outside. The sky remained cloudy and vacant of any moon or stars in sight. It was to be expected. I doubted either of those would exist in limbo. I suppose it's just another thing I'm going to miss from the living world. I gave a weary sigh at the thought and took a seat in one of the pews. Even with all the shenanigans I endured today, I couldn't help but feel somber. My life as I knew it was over. I couldn't even properly lament my own death, as I had no recollection of the events leading up to it to make matters worse. God, the reality of my and the other situation was starting to hit me harder than before. Who is the... Oh! Okay. I threw my head back when the church doors opened, bringing my pity party to an end for the moment. It was Rosita and Mitz, with another person right behind them. Faye, probably? I may have been impressed, but I wasn't going to be rude and not introduce myself to our host for the night. I pushed myself up to my feet, whether I wanted to greet them or not. You're Faye, right? Faye was a tall, slender woman with dark hair and a streak of silver that ran down the side of her angular face. I couldn't tell if the silver was dye or natural, but for the sake of avoiding asking a woman what her age was, I kept it to myself. Despite that, by no means did she look old, but sure, but she made it work.
Faye Bale, but you can call me Faye.
Okay. Hi, Faye.
My, this place looks far from heavenly. Not that that's an insult, no. It's something to be, dare I say, praised?
Ooh, praise. DJ hopped down from the stage towards us, full of piss and vinegar. Yeah, tonight's gonna be lit. Is now really a good time to party? May as well. We don't know what we'll hold for the four of us tomorrow. Why throw a killer rave for the dead? But I'm not dressed for a rave. Doubt anyone will be, honestly. Oh, no. You have that all wrong. We all looked at her. During my visits here, I tend to bring an assortment of daily necessities for the residents. That includes clothing. They might not be designer or a little worn out, but everyone has at least one or two Sunday best in their possession, they say, for special occasions. However, this time I didn't bring anything extra to donate for you. I will gladly loan you some of mine. Just for tonight, though, since they're my personal outfits. That's so sweet of you. Told you she was cool. Yeah, thanks for everything you've given us. It's much appreciated given our circumstances. She smiled warmly for us. Well, most of us.
Actually,
How do you get all these supplies here? I mean, I'd imagine it can't be easy, let alone safe to try to support a whole town of citizens. DJ looked up at Mitch and nudged her. Mitch, why are you trying to look a mouth horse in the gift? That's not how the expression goes. I think I'm pretty justified in being suspicious since she's from hell. Yes. Mitz. No need to defend me, DJ. I can understand why Miss Mitz here will question my unwavering kindness. Especially considering I'm from the big bad place underground, so I must have a malicious ulterior motive, right? None of us have heard anything good about hell or the demons who run it. She wasn't wrong. More often than not, hell and demons are attributed with evil connotations and intentions. Sure, there were a few pieces of work that tried to be transformative to make hell, demons, and Lucifer to be more complex, misunderstood antagonists. But if you ask anybody what they thought hell would be at first thought, if you asked anybody what they thought hell would be, the first thought would be fire, brimstone, and scum of the earth being punished in agony and eternity for their sins. Faye's sighed in disappointment.
That's Utopia's propaganda at work for you. Don't assume that everyone in hell is a bad person. Some were dealt a bad hand in life, never receiving the help they truly needed to better themselves.
True.
Others simply enjoy their lives to the fullest that a good Christian believer could only fantasize about. And some just don't quite fit into that black and white criteria Utopia has created to screen people like yourselves.
You know what? Valid.
Hence, why you stand here in this plane of existence between realms today.
Valid. Mitz kept quiet, looking a bit ashamed, like a child being chastised by her parents. Faye's expression softened once more.
Not everyone in hell is a bad person. There are very bad people in it, but that doesn't make me or anyone else inherently evil.
Exactly. Just because the world was inhabited by Jeffrey Epstein doesn't make everybody a Jeffrey Epstein by affiliation, right? The world has bad people, and those bad people need to be punished. But that doesn't make everybody bad people. It doesn't mean you should like give up on humanity for it. You know? I guess hell gives that same vibe.
To vouch and answer your question, most of these supplies are donated from citizens in hell.
Huh.
How I am able to bring them here? I suppose you could say I have a permit to move through limbo and hell when needed.
Okay. Miz kind of squinted at that last part. Permits. DJ jumped back to the conversation. Hey. Mouth, horse, gift. The semantics of everything would take too long to go over. Mitz shrugged, letting the topic go. It looked like she wanted to say more, but stopped for DJ's sake. Especially since we have a party to throw tonight. Woohoo! Party! Oh yeah, now we're talking. My room is down to the corner on the right. It's the big mahogany door, you can hardly miss it. Now see if you can find an outfit that suits your taste. Follow the directions as told and found the room with no problem. For the most part, it looked like an office with amenities for comfortable living. There's a futon rolled up in the corner. Oh, I see it. That looked barely used next to the wardrobe where I assumed tonight's loadings were stored. Many of the bookshelves remained, but I couldn't help but notice some of the titles were not exactly the most religious. With storybooks, YA novels, literary classics, to comic books, to some more adult-themed literature. I flipped through one of the books. Yep, it's part alright. At the beginning of the book, I noticed a pocket with a note in it. Return to Faye by next arrival. Maybe this room doubled as a library? Suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder. What you reading there? DJ's grip on my shoulder tightened.
Oh,
Woohoo! Faye, you minx. This is some kinky shit. Hand holding? How lewd. Not that I'm gonna judge. Don't think she's romantic now thanks to the Kickstarter. Bro, what the fuck? Oh yeah. Thanks to all you backers. Y'all the real MVPs. With that wall break finished, they went back to searching through the wardrobe with the others. Personally, I couldn't give much care as to what I would wear for the party tonight. Since the gloom hung over me, that was too hard to shake. Hey Lee, aren't you going to pick something out too? I shrugged. I just wear whatever's left, honestly. But that's no good. We don't want to feel left out, huh? Right, guys? Was able to go over to DJ Mitch with almost a full outfit already picked out, and Rosita frowned it away.
Right on.
Huh? Oh yeah, right. Come on, join us. We could be picking out a suit that's something that suits you for show. They said that, but they kept their picks close to them regardless. I gave it a dug through the racks and drawers. Ooh, suspenders are cool. I didn't really go overboard, so I picked up a button up with a plaid pattern. Those suspenders were my favorite color for good measure and some style points. The gang let me have first dibs to change in the restroom. I come back once I came back. Once I came back, I did a turnaround for them and clapped approvingly. Oh, I love suspenders. You can snap them whenever you're feeling a little sassy. Nerd, lol. Well, I think it was pretty nice not having to try so hard. I couldn't help but blush as they all complimented me in one shape or another. Gave me a small boost of confidence I really need right about now. Thank you guys. My turn. Well, I thought I was next. Unless you want to change together. Sure, we're both girls. I'm not binary actually. They, he pronouns. That's fine too. So we have trans femme, cis femme, non-binary mask. Nice. Oh hey, I'm non-binary too. Yo, let's get it. Yo, we love that MX pronoun, bro. Let's get that shit, bro. Oh sweet, another MB up top. Let's go. Backtracking a bit, I'll hop into to make sure DJ doesn't try anything. Like, what? I wasn't. Not that it was consent, of course. They didn't want to change in the bathroom together. Since I was already dressed, it felt like a polite to stay behind. One by one, they came out and showed off their outfits for the night. Rosita wore a simple bright yellow dress that really brought out the highlights of her hair. That is actually very cute. Oh, Rosita looks very cute in this. Oh my god. I couldn't tell if DJ was going to hit the Old Town Road or the club. Honestly, I vibe with this for bro. This is a vibe. Holy shit. Mitz kept it simple and comfortable with a layered look. You all look great. They all thanked me their own way when a knock came at the door. The line started to form outside. You lot ready yet? Yep. Wonderful. We all stepped back into the hallway and made our way to the main area. The whole atmosphere did a 180 from a sacred sanctuary to a poppin' nightclub with a flick of the lights. Residents of Limbo filled the room and the quiet was immediately alive with the sound of excited chatter. DJ pieced out and hopped on stage, living up to his name and starting their show. Rosita dragged a reluctant Mitz onto a dance floor to party it up, showing the other girl how to cut a rug. Everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves, us newcomers and residents alike despite the circumstances. And yet, not much of a party goer, Lee. It's not that. Something on your mind? I sighed wearily and Faye smiled at me sympathetically. Hey, come with me. I know a quieter place. I blinked. Huh? Just follow me and you'll feel better. I promise. Faye held my hand loosely and I felt strangely compelled to follow them. They stopped in front of a confessional, a dim light flowing out from its windows. She opened the door on the right and led me through, and... a bar? No, really. No place really was sacred in this church club. At least the lighting was less intense on the eyes, and the fruity aroma. From behind me, Faye popped open a bottle. Some sort of sparkling wine, and with care poured the champagne into 2 glasses in her other hand. Apologies, but it looked like you could really use a drink. I managed to laugh. Really? First turning on the church into a nightclub, now the confessional is a bar. Now, this is still a place of worship in a sense. It's a twilight church and we praise the night. Faye walked behind the counter and gave it a little pat, beckoning me to take a seat. I obliged. I enjoy playing bartender while the party goes on outside, listening to people spin me their yarns. They unload to me all their burdens, regrets, fears, and I give them an ear with a piece of guidance. And it's not a poison of their choice. How kind of you. You say that, but I've had my fair share of glasses thrown my way. Much like whiskey, my advice isn't the easiest to swallow. Ah, I see. As we chatted, a small handful of people entered the bar. It seems like we were not the only one that preferred a more low-key atmosphere. They didn't charge me or anyone for the drink, so it was a silver service they provided for club goers. Apparently there were rules and regulations on the transportation of drink and food to Limbo. Utopia could only bring so much food into Limbo, though clearly not enough for the looks of some people. Hell, on the other hand, had an all-out ban on edible perishables. The demons higher up allowed Faye permission to carry things such as alcohol to be freely transported to and apparently from Limbo. It was a lot of politics that Faye spared me the details on, so wait, hold on. So edible perishables. So stuff like bread and meat and stuff that can't be like eaten. I'm actually confused by that. Hold on. Like alcohol is a consumable, but it's not edible per se. You can't really eat alcohol. You can drink it. She patted my head and went on to serve the other clientele that wanted to wet their whistles. They all seemed somber, but would crack a smile just for Faye as she poured them a drink. Except for one raggedy blonde in particular. You seem to be just in a bad mood despite all the little act of kindness.
Seems like more and more humans keep turning every day.
It's a shame.
It's a bloody goddamn tragedy, that's what it is. And it's only gotten worse since Casey turned.
Who's Casey?
Oh dear. How did Honora take it?
Who's Honora?
Pretty fucking bad considering his Geist went on a rampage on her.
Geist? What in the lore?
Even after she begged me not to hurt him, even though he was long gone.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm very okay.
How awful. But you made the right call.
Really? Because it sure never feels like it after the fact.
Now, Noelle ma chérie.
Noelle?
It would be mon chéri now. Masculine.
Wait. Are they a trans male? Wait. Because Mashiri is feminine. Noelle is a feminine name because of the spelling. But they go by Noel, which is Noel, which is masculine, Moncherie, which is masculine. So is this guy is trans mask? Questions and questions.
Mon chérie. There's nothing else that can be done. Casey was a lost cause and was dragging Honora down with him.
Okay.
Most people that end up here in limbo and don't pass to either side turn into Geists at some point.
Oh. So limbo's not a place for you to be staying. It's like you got like shit's gonna go south. Got you.
This time was different, Faye!
Oh. Okay.
Casey was going to retake the Utopia trial with the new arrivals this week after 5 years of waiting.
Okay. Noel adjusted over to me. Plus, this meant that Casey was planning on taking Utopia assessed with us newcomers. And 5 years seemed to be the wait between attempts at getting into Utopia for humans of Limbo.
God! Why couldn't he just hold out a little while longer?
I mean, why are you putting that on him that he couldn't hold out? Like, who knows the circumstances of what was going on with him? Like, I think you should just not be a dick. Bayside, more annoyed than anything.
To be blunt, I don't think it would have done Casey any good.
Oh shit.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Oh! Drama! Well, it got too fast for me to see. I couldn't properly see it when I was sitting down across the bar, but he had wings. Wings blacker than anything I've seen. Light just disappeared into it, never to be seen again. He extended wide and intimidating, but face seemed unfazed.
Here we go again.
You don't know shit.
Oh. Well, what I do know is that you're trying to save the hopeless despite their apathy to change.
Oh. Well, fuck, Faye. Tell him how you really feel. What the shit?
Or the alternatives.
Bro.
Literal fucking hell is hardly an alternative.
I mean, as opposed to, I'm assuming this is like this is our dating sim version of abstracting type shit. Like hell or losing my entire being to be like it's either 5 years for a test, go to hell, or lose my entire being because I don't pass it the first time. Right? None of those options sound pretty good.
Better than trying to adhere to Utopia's high standards.
Exactly.
The acceptance rate has dropped from what? 75% to 70% these last few years? Doesn't seem like much on paper, but those are still lives being denied.
True.
I may not be as strong as I used to be, but I'll still beat your ass, Faye!
Yo, Noel, I'm gonna need you to calm down, stop being such a hothead, and just listen, bro. Like, if what I'm hearing is to be believed, right? Casey couldn't hold out because Utopia didn't deem him, like, fit enough for the trials. Hell was an option because they were willing to accept him, but he didn't want to go there. And therefore he just lost everything because he wouldn't make a decision. So like, this seems way more on Casey than I think you're willing to like admit.
You keep saying that, but you've yet to lay a finger on me.
Okay. Too quick for my eyes, Noel grabbed Faye by her loose sweater and she had the look of genuine surprise in her eyes. Hey, break it up, you two. I didn't say anything wrong.
Hey, watch it.
You don't know whether or not Casey would have been able to pass the test. You weren't the choir. Faye cracked a smile, and it only made Noel more pissed. He hadn't been causing trouble, and it was even helping me track down stuff that greedy bozo Hortus stole from our village from under our watch. Blankets, food, clothes, even stupid shit like toys of ours got jacked last week. Toys? How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough? How are we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for. Really? Is that what actually happened now? Huh? Faye giggled, clearly amused, and I had an inkling why remembering my actual interaction with Hortus earlier. The stuff Hortus sold, Casey was the one who took it in the first place. Noel looked shocked. You have such a tight lock on this village, don't you think? You have such a tight lock on this village. Don't you think it's weird Hortus of all people would be able to sneak in and out without so much as you noticing? So long as you're watching over a few sane humans in the residential area, Hortus wouldn't care. He may be eccentric, mad even, but he isn't stupid. That doesn't prove anything. Fine, but answer me this. Who was on guard duty that night? You or Casey? Noel kept quiet for a long time, scratching his head faster and faster as he probably recontextualized everything he thought he knew. Then suddenly sat down in his seat, fist banging so hard on the table I thought it was split in two. Motherfucker! He lied to me! Again! And for the last time, it would seem. He looked so betrayed while he sat there, venting his frustration, biting down his lips so hard I thought he would draw blood. I know, baby. Faye placed a hand on his back, but Noel swatted it away. We just stood there in awkward silence for a good while until Noel lifted his head back up. Faye? Yes? Bring me your strongest shit. We're getting plastered tonight. I'll be right back. I was about to leave when you stay. Huh? Got some balls getting between us. You know, most people either respect or fear that lady. Which are you? Me? I can't fucking stand her, but she's the only one who has good booze in Limbo. So a little of both, I guess? She scares you? Nothing really scares me anymore, kid. But between you and me, I can't help but feel uneasy around her. Something's off? Noel shrugged. I've been here in Limbo for a few centuries, and that woman's been visiting here almost all of that. Humans that live that for as long as she has can be a little kooky. Hortus is proof of that. He's been calling himself the king of Limbo, living in that mall with those fucking rats and tank top fellas of his. I met him, yeah. He's pretty weird. Total fucking nut jobs those two are, am I right? Noel laughed and then Faye reappeared. Who's a nut? You, of course. Wow, didn't even try to hide it. I've been called worse. The rest of that was just relaxed as Faye served me and Noel a few more drinks. By the time the club and bar closed for the night, I had forgotten all about my previous worries. I headed off to bed in one of the booths with the blanket Faye left for me. The reflective light shining from the broken stained glass above woke me when morning came to. The others seemed to have risen well before me and were cleaning up the mess the party left behind. Finally! You're awake now. Good. Get up and help us clean this shit up. It was the least we could do to thank Faye for letting us stay tonight. I stretched my muscles and managed to get up on my feet. Thankfully, I didn't have a hangover despite drinking last night. Picked up a broom and joined Rosita, Mint, and DJ sweeping up the dance floor. Rosita, being a waitress, was no stranger to clean up messes left behind by others. She mopped the floor spotless to the point where I swear I could see my reflection in it. DJ and I were just swept everything into a trash bag. Where does trash even get thrown out? I asked DJ and they shrugged. We always just burn it. I don't think we have to worry about the environmental impact here in the afterlife. This was a little bit slower, and I would see if anything interesting was left over from last night. Rosita would finish early and help her scavenge around the mess. Mitz had thrown her head back into a groan, so Rosita rubbed her back to try to help out. Once we were done, I stopped overanalyzing each person's cleaning like some weirdo. We took a break back on the Pew's booths. So, Deej, you want to talk about some quote-unquote other options than what Angel and Demon gave us? Other options? Did I space out when they mentioned them?
Actually,
Technically, they did and they didn't. Heaven or Utopia or Hell were our only viable options. Yeah, but there was a third. Staying in limbo.
no chance.
I don't know if that math has been blocking your view, but this place is kinda a generic dystopian wasteland where the lost end up to live the rest of their afterlife, never having their souls put to rest until they either go insane or die twice. I've read that YA novel before for a class assignment. It didn't have a happy ending. I was gonna say dump, but that works too, I guess? You aren't wrong. There isn't much hope for any of us here. At least in my opinion. That is. Yeah, I know I know things look pretty bad as is. But you saw on the way to this neighborhood, there are real people here. They made Limbo their home. How many willingly, really? Even if they couldn't get into Utopia, with a few chimes and alarms, hell is right there too. Why not go there? Maybe because it's fucking hell and they're scared? Listen, guys. DJ sighed. I know it's a hard sell, but I think there's potential here. The people here aren't so bad. Troubled, but like who else wouldn't be troubled in this situation? Last night at the bar, I met someone that said his friend was trying to get better so he could try to get into Utopia. See? Though, it turns out he was a thief. See? No way I want that dude stealing any of my shit while I try to rebuild my hand. Well, you don't have to worry so much considering he has to be put down. Put down? Yeah, he turned into a geist, is what he called it. I think those geists are the creatures that lurked around town. Rosita admits face was pale and DJ tears dropped down this revelation. Wait, those monsters were once people like us?
You gotta be friggin' kidding me.
Fuck. I knew it. Cliche and overdone, but I knew it. That's it then. No way am I staying here. I've got too much to do. So much to give. No way am I going to let myself become one of those things. You won't. Fate told us that only happens when I've already made up my mind, Deej. I'm not going to die here. Please understand. Mintz got up from where she sat and began walking toward the door. DJ gave chase to try to stop her with little luck. The opening and closing of the church doors echoed through the hall with such certainty that Mintz was not coming back. DJ looked over at the rest of us. Well, we can make do with the three of us, right, guys? Lucina and I looked at each other, doubt evident in our faces. You too, huh? Well, I'm not going to force you. I'm going to get my stuff and head into the hood. If either y'all are still here, then cool. If not, consider this my goodbye. Lucita filled her with her hands, unable to look DJ in the eyes. Goodbye. She had turned around and walked off with haste to the entrance. DJ went on to collect her things and store it on stage, silently cursing under his breath. I just stood there in the center of the church alone, left with nothing but the options laid out before me. The little morning light there was reflected on the stained glass and shined down on me. I closed my eyes, trying to absorb as much warmth from it as I could. There was that kind-hearted angel, Kale, that wanted to help each and every one of us make it to Utopia. The demon Ramon, who was just as curious as I was as to the way I died, offered me a deal. Follow along with Rosita and Mitchell to take the trials, or stay here in limbo, like DJ said, in the society guarded by Noel, the fallen angel. So many routes I could take to reach some sort of promised happiness. But yeah, the answer was clear to me. Deep down, the answer had to be... here we go. I'm still determined to find out how I died. So I'm going to hell. Realistically, hell seems like the easiest choice to make. Ramon said it was a lot like Earth, so it should be rather easy to adapt to a new life there. And even meeting Faye gave me some more reassurance that hell was a better place than one would imagine it to be. Plus, Ramon promised that he will help me learn exactly how I died. Yeah, I've made up my mind. I'm going to hell. Those were words I, quite frankly, never thought I'd say. I still find myself heading out of the church into the city to find the only hotel Ramon said to find him at. Just as Ramon said, finding the hotel was fairly easy as it stood out as one of the only buildings beside the church that didn't look like total shit. The lobby looked a little desaturated and dirty, but in comparison to the rest of Limbo, that was forgivable. I saw Ramon and approached him, though I'm still a little surprised to see the crowd that has gathered around him as well. See that most of the people who had appeared in Limbo were here. Was hell really this appealing of an option? Ah, if it isn't Lee. Ramon quickly turns his attention towards me, realized I enjoyed the group. So you made your decision then? Yeah, I want to go to hell. Never thought you'd be saying that to yourself, huh? Funny, I thought that very same thing earlier. Alright then, now get in the fucking elevator. Ramon gets behind and scoots me and the other humans until towards an elevator. Stay close, everyone. The road to hell isn't a smooth one. It's paved with good. Shut it. Any further puns and I'm leaving you behind. We all gather around and enter the elevator. I don't see how this is supposed to be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a little cramped, but... Oh! Oh, shit. That's fire. That's fire right there. There we go. Everyone, including myself, is screaming at the top of our lungs. Meanwhile, Ramon is glinting his nails in a bored fashion as the cheesy elevator music plays, soothing the screaming souls about as well as one would expect. I hate this song. As the elevator soon stops and the doors open, Ramon pauses to help me back up to my feet, sending me a teasing wink before stepping out of the group and spreading his arms in a grand gesture.
Welcome to hell, everyone!
Alright, I'm in hell now. Let's go. They all recover and people float out of the elevator, disoriented but entirely alright. Shockingly, hell seems to be the hotel from before. No, it wasn't the same hotel. Everything was brighter, vibrant with the lights, giving it a sparkling but possibly magical glow. What have I gotten myself into? What? You look so surprised. You ever stayed in a 4-star hotel? The customer service is as bad as the customers themselves. No, but really, this is just a little gag we do to welcome the newcomers. Hell itself is outside those doors. This is just where a lot of newcomers stay since, you all just arrived. Multiple stores start to spread out, the crowd splintering to return to their daily duties and lives. Newcomers wandering to find their rooms for the immediate future. So, hey, don't look so skittish. Remember, this is all completely consensual on your part. Hell isn't nearly what it's made out to be by the televangelists, Republicans, and my mama. Honestly, hell is barely any different from Earth normally. I mean, yes, there's a little more eternal torment and fiery planes here and there, but that's more for the people that had it coming. Ah, right. Sorry. This is just still so much to handle. Death and all. It is for most people. Don't worry. Dying's a huge thing to have to on your plate. Everyone comes to terms with it differently. What if I can't come to terms with it?
How about I show you around?
Thank you.
Walk with me.
Okay. Ramon gestures me out of the hotel, and I see the true landscape of hell for the first time. Oh, here we go. It's Has-Been Hotel. It's Has-Been Hotel. It looks like a suburban city on Earth. Granted, it was clearly a bit more risque with the amount of sex-themed stores and advertisements, but Christ, Ramon really wasn't kidding. Something Earth media doesn't get right is circles of hell. Well, sort of. You see, we're in the lust circle right now. It's where you find a majority of the population. Most people in the hell live in the lust circle. Is there an echo in here? Is there an echo here? Humans are horny bastards. Well, most of them are, at least. Almost everyone has had something that gets them going. If not, there are residential areas in almost every other circle. Sans wrath and pride. But not only that, this is the most affordable circle of hell to live in. It's also where the newly indoctrinated citizens start their life. It's where all the free residential housing exists. So unless you're a heavily sex repulsed person, most people just naturally gravitate towards living here. Even with people who are sex repulsed, we do our best to make arrangements for them. That was extremely accommodating, though. Things get a little slow to get done around here from the sheer volume of people who exist. As long as you're patient, you can get just about anything you want, and enjoy the finest establishments while you're at it. Ramon gestured to me for me to move on, and we started walking down the sidewalk. Just glancing around, I could tell there are stores and restaurants on almost every block. They all seem to have cheeky names on some kind, but I'm starting to notice a disturbing trend. There seem to be a lot of shops called Starfucks. Ramon notices my gaze and chuckles. The man who used to see that place, Starfucks is all over hell. You'll see it in Sweetie Shakes or practically in every circle. There's plenty of corporate giants out here, just like on Earth. I almost figured that dead chains would be down here, you know, like Zellers. Corporations are all powerful, but they aren't people. Companies can't go to hell. That said, be careful with jokes like that, unless you really want to date yourself around the rest of us. Right, thank you. I guess now's the time to ask Ramon some questions about my new home then. Time of day. So are you working the night shift? Nope, it's always night in hell. Unless it's twilight though, which only lasts for 1 hour each day. I'm gonna mess with your internal clock a little bit, but you'll get used to it. Something brings a new meaning to going all night though. Oh god. How does the whole eternal punishment thing work? The image you have of hell from back on Earth is entirely wrong. You know, the fields of punishment and all that, there's some truth to it. Anyone could choose to go to hell, but a criminal of severe enough crime will face justice here. You can't just steal and kill without consequence. The difference between being that instead of jail, you just get, you know, tortured for days, months, or years, depending on the crime, of course. I don't imagine that's something you ever get used to, huh? Oh, not at all. It's excruciating.
It is what it is.
But hey, you don't need to worry about it if you're not a criminal. Or it's not just whipping. It's not just whipping or like either. Greek Rick was pretty accurate in the story of Hades. A punishment to fit the crime. What, is Sisyphus rolling his rock up the hill somewhere around here? Ha! Well, they got a general system of justice, right? Greek myths are still just myths. Ah, the big question. Well, a big question. Each of them are themed after one of Lucifer's generals. Lust, gluttony, sloth, envy, wrath, greed, and pride. In order of the outermost to the innermost. All of them grow and shrink as their population shifts. Helpful given how it never stops growing. As you know, we're in lust right now. Apartments, hotels, sex shops, all the necessary residential services. Yeah, real necessary. Gluttony, of course, is where you'll find a lot more of the junk food chain of the food chains, but it's also where extreme hobbyists flock to sate their adrenaline junkie needs. In terms of appearance, it's like an amusement park with an entire country or state. So, like Florida, exactly like Florida. Sloth is split into two areas. The east being a residential area. It's a lot like the Lust Circle in terms of commercial development, but not nearly a sexual theme. It's a little more expensive than out here. It's far less hotels, but it's good for the people who have a lot of trouble adjusting. That's oddly thoughtful of Hell. It might have stood in the same shade of being a capitalistic hellhole at times, but Hell actually cares about the people that live here. Meanwhile, the West Sloth District is where you find the central hub for all things technological, magical, or whatever love child nerds produced by mixing the two. Oh, Mitch would have loved it here! It's because of the advances in those fields that the East District can pass as a town on Earth, and why we have everything else that you see around us, like robots and androids, and sexy robots and androids. Right. So, envy after that? Yes, that's where you find the beauty centers, malls, and artsy type stuff. And you... Fuck you! YouTubers go to hell? Mostly the ones that make reaction videos, unboxing videos, and lore videos about animatronics. Bro, that is the second MatPat dig in like the 2 hour span I've been playing this game. Are they saying MatPat's going to hell? Like, do they want MatPat in hell? Is that what I'm like picking up here? But yeah, of course they do. Well, shit. It's the most expensive place to live in hell. You'll find out about half of our celebrities there. Half. I'll get to that. Oh god, the other half are gonna be tortured because they're all fucking sex pests. Greed's after that. Casinos, franchise HQs, office building. Most people live there are actually just government workers or politicians. Real shocker there. Wrath is an island. We have a moat to separate from the rest of hell just in case. That's where the maximum security torture centers are located, and where we keep the worst of the worst offenders. It's also where the other half of the celebrities end up. Yep. Really? Oh yeah, it's almost a joke in hell that if you were famous on Earth, you'll end up here. Too many famous people have secret lives they never wanted anyone to know about. But we know everything. I can't help but swallow at that. It's kind of terrifying to know someone knew every dark secret you've ever kept. It's like Santa Claus, but scary. And a little horny. But Wrath isn't about our criminals. It's just about our criminals. It's also where the headquarters for our military reside. Hell has a military? What, you expect criminals to just willingly turn themselves in for our punishment? For their punishment? Someone's gotta make sure they pay their dues. Fair. But there's also the fun for the public on the island if you wish to visit. There's just professional sport rioting you can take part in. Sport rioting? Oh yeah, it's a great way to let out our aggression. You should go sometime. Tell them I sent you. Keep that in mind. Anyway, the last one is Pride.
It is what it is.
It's small. I mean, it's the center of all the rings after all. It's kind of like the capital, elected officials, courts, etc. Is that where Satan lives? Completely separate entity, but yes, Lucifer lives there. I wouldn't go as far as saying you should be casual around there, but they're not some sort of imposing shadowy monster that lurks in a priest's closet. And that covers all the basics of the circles. Sorry for rambling, it's a lot. No worries, I was the one asking after all. Let's ask about demons. Well, you got two overarching types. What is going on here? Oh shit, is Mercedes back? Let's go. The ones that have always been demons ever since Lucifer fell, and the ones that became demons over time. Wait, over time, I could turn into a demon? If they think you're exceptional enough, as they phrase it. They are called promoted. Basically, a 100-year intern before you turn into whatever you best fit.
Wow.
I bet you make a pretty good succubus. I mean... I'm just saying. Maybe I will. Anyways. Hey! What? Who wouldn't want to shift sexes at will? Oh, please. That actually, yeah. That would be interesting. And because physical sex is so fluid to the race, succubi is gender neutral across all genders. Interesting. Or maybe your cheeky little bastard likes to screw around and entertain folks. Or maybe you'll just be able to turn into a furry, in which case the imp would suit you best. Or maybe the smart-ass wizard or witch that employs the imp to do this bidding, then a sloth is what you become. A little more devilish and managerial like yours truly, then you'd be a mammon. Or maybe you're an insatiable thrill seeker. That'll make you a glutton. But if you're suffering from a major case of identity crisis, then changeling is your calling. There's quite a few subspecies to choose from. Well, it's not something you can just choose between after all. When you're promoted, your soul turns into the demon that best fits what type of person you are. Now, if you know yours well enough, I bet you can take an educated guess. If you ever get lost on what type of demon it is though, you can always refer back to this convenient chart that they give us during orientation. You might have a cheesy looking pamphlet for me. Let's see. The tails lack respect and they absorb strong emotions from humans and other demons for their magical. No. Back. Thank you. For their magical and sexual being the most malleable and hatred, the most destructive sex positive community. Gluttons, fine. I'll just look at it later. Have yellow scleros, slitted dual-colored eyes. That's surprisingly convenient. Especially against Axolot, so this pamphlet is made just for people like you. No more questions.
Because we're almost to my car.
Holy shit! Ramon, are you good? Cars are sprayed off to who knows where. Shit, Ramon. Retrieve my guy, and the only actual friend out here is body simply vanishes. What?
This is a great time to explain death.
Holy fuck. I spin around to see Ramon standing behind me with a mile-wide grin on his face.
You just come back.
Okay.
Though, mind you, a demon like me gets priority in line.
Oh.
Humans have to wait a little longer.
Okay.
Though, that's not always a bad thing.
Do you feel it? Like, do you feel everything that happened? Do you still feel it because you come back so quickly? Maybe you should have taken a few more minutes in the queue. Your face looks like it's still in a few pieces. Oh, Lee, there's nothing that can mess up this beautiful piece of work. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me too much. Well, quickly wipes his face with a handkerchief from his pocket, frees his visions and most of the blood for now. Anyway, so as I was saying, we're actually getting pretty close to where I live now. It's not actually that far from the hotel, so if anyone needs my guidance, I can offer it. But you seem so lost, I figured it'd be a good time to give you a small tour of the city. Taking a look around at all the sights and sounds and how oddly familiar it all really is. It actually seems kind of eerie how much it resembles Earth. It's like cold reflection you look at in the mirror in the dead of night. So, did that make Earth its own kind of hell? It was a troubling thought. Figure out the mysteries of the universe there, Lee? Huh, what? Oh, sorry, I must have let my thoughts get away from me. Were you saying something? Well, now that you got a good feel for hell, it's time for you to decide where you like to stay. Want to head back to the hotel? Maybe you want to come stay with me. I thought my face flushed as I watched his eyebrows wiggle suggestively. What kind of question was that? Was he coming on to me? I mean, he could. I want him to. I mean, I really only just met the guy. Would it be right to take him up on his offer and just go to his place? Ah! Okay. Calm down. I just have to pick the logical solution here. Go to Ramon's place. Yeah, okay, I'll stay with you. Well, I was panicking over making the right choice and I ended up making myself come off as desperate. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Hey, dear Lucifer.
Wait, what? You're agreeing to that? Lee, we haven't even known each other a day yet. You're way too trusting going with the strange man you just met. Crap, you totally called me out. No point backing out that. I know, but like, you seem, clearly you need someone to look after you. Let someone scoop you up and take advantage of such blind trust. Thankfully, you got someone handsome, courageous, and morally upstanding to do just that for you, now don't you? Sit on my face, 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 sit on my face. Alright, anyways. He winked for effect, and then I felt a dire need to I felt myself die a little more of embarrassment aside. I mean, you're dying of embarrassment, I'm dying of thirst. We are not the same. Don't worry, I won't do anything weird. Not to you, at least. You can sleep on the couch tonight before we head off to the deaf office tomorrow. Right. Yeah, sounds like a plan then. Come on, Dad. I don't live much further from here. Follow me. I nodded, followed Ramon back to his home, burning in embarrassment. Excuse me. Burning embarrassment for Ramon's teasing. Listen, bro, if I was a little foolish agreeing to go home with them just like that, but given my situation, it might not be all that bad. My memories are immense. I don't know how I feel about spending the night in a hell hotel all by myself. At the very least, I'm pretty certain I could trust Ramon. I hope. It doesn't take long for me to reach Ramon's place as he leads me to the gated apartment complex. The place actually looks rather nice, honestly. If a little upscale out of my non-existent paycheck for sure. Once inside, we walk a little bit over to the elevator, which thankfully traveled at a much more normal speed, up towards the top of the building. So that Ramon lives in a penthouse, if I had to guess. Given he guides souls to hell, it only makes sense that he'd be paid well. Welcome, Lee, to Casa de Ramon. It's not much, but it's home for me. Stepping into the penthouse, I realized it looks just as luxurious as I thought. The living room is huge, expansive with decorative glass on the windows and around the staircase as well. Though the pictures on the wall draw my attention. Looks like Ramon with the family? Ramon interrupts my thoughts before I can think too hard on them. Now I know the place looks big, but there's actually only 2 bedrooms. One is mine, the other isn't a guest room, so you won't be able to sleep in there, unfortunately. But the couch was plenty comfortable. I made sure of that myself, so you shouldn't have any issues sleeping. And of course, you're free to snack on anything I have in the fridge and cupboards for now. Except the gummy snacks. Those are reserved. Oh, sure thing. Was Ramon a fan of gummies? Though before my thoughts could run too far with the thought, I feel a yawn escape my lungs, and a hand only reaching up to catch it in the nick of time. Seems someone's pretty tired already. No worries, I understand. You've been through a lot today, and we've got a lot planned for tomorrow. I'll go ahead and slip to bed so you can get some rest. It doesn't take I can't English. It doesn't take Ramon long to turn the couch into a bed. I toss a spare blanket and a couple of pillows onto the red sheets. I sit on the bed to gauge how comfortable it was. He really wasn't kidding. It is comfortable. Alright, Lee, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Are there really bed bugs in hell? You have to keep an eye out for them, huh?
Hasta luego.
With that ominous sentence, Ramon closed the door to his room, leaving me with the makeshift bed. Contemplate what I should do for the moment, but before I think too hard on the subject, a wave of exhaustion hits me like a ton of bricks. I guess dying really takes a toll on you. I must have been ignoring how tired my body felt, but thinking back, I've been exhausted since I've reached limbo. Now that I'm in hell, I'm hoping my body really will start adjusting to the changes, especially if I could just get my hands on my death report. I need to know how I died. That's the last thought that went through my head as I fell asleep on Ramon's couch. Waked up, I'm startled by the sound of the knock front door, causing me to fall off the couch with a loud yell. The landing wasn't soft either. Ramon's carpet was basically paper thin. Ouch, ouch. I rubbed my sore butt as the knocking seemed to intensify. Whoever was there really seemed peeved for some reason. Damn it, they're here already? I hear Ramon's voice up above me. Seems he wasn't able to sleep through his noise either. Hey Lee, could you get the door for me? Just tell him I'm still getting ready. Ramon's voice calls down to me from the top of the stairs. Yeah, sure thing. I guess it's the least I can do for letting me stay here. Standing outside is a sharply dressed demoness and a small child of maybe 6 or... Alright. She eyes me sharply before pushing past me into the apartment. Rude.
Don't bother introducing yourself. I don't care who you are.
Oh.
Where's Ramon?
He's getting ready. Who are you exactly? She eyes me again, looking as if she wants to file her nails on the back of my eyes for even asking her that.
Irene, you're not supposed to be here today.
Ramon sits out of the bathroom, a confused frown on his face as he eyes the woman.
In fact, I was expecting a delivery. The company said the driver would be here around 9:30 for my signature.
Hardly important, but that twink ran away right after he saw me. Smartest man I've met in the last few years.
Oh, he is divorced.
And I was really looking forward to getting that Roomba.
Irene sends Ramon the flattest look I've ever seen. Sorry, but what's going on? This is Irene, my former wife, and our child Ariel. Hi, Daddy.
Morning, mijo.
For once, Ramon's tone really gets soft. Did I say cutesy? Ariel smiled up at him with wide, sparkling eyes.
Which is why I'm here. I can't watch Ariel today. I'm in dire need of a day off and can't wait for tomorrow.
I understand, but I kind of have company today, Irene. I'm busy. Busy what? Drawing mustaches on hobos? What? I glance at the mirror nearby and see that I do have a mustache drawn on my face with a magic marker. I guess it's a risk of staying in a stranger's house Ramon warned me about. Grab a spare cloth and start scrubbing my face while the two of them continue talking. Irene huffs, shaking her head at Ramon.
Ariel has just been such a handful recently. They can't do anything by themselves and come to me for everything.
It's almost like it's a fucking child and you need to be responsible for the thing you create. Are those dildos up there? Okay. I did not realize that was up there. I'm gonna have to blur that out.
I've practically no time to myself.
Wait, isn't that what kids... Exactly, bro. Irene's just a bad mom. Got you. That's how kids are, though. Ramon looks about just as confused as I feel, though it seems he's already lost this debate. Irene gently pushes Ariel into Ramon's direction before somebody turn around and exit the apartment.
I need this day off now. I've got a particularly large assignment I need to accomplish tomorrow night, and I can't handle it if I'm dealing with all this stress.
Shouldn't have had kids. Get fucked.
You'd think they'd account for all the overtime recently, but no! I'm the only one available to take care of this! If I don't take this day off, then I'm not going to have a day off for the next 3 weeks, Ramon. So, you're going to look after Ariel today. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah. With that seemingly subtle, Irene turns around and starts walking out the door, still grumbling to herself as she does.
I slave over burning plains of torment and damnation and righteous fury and...
Her voice only fades once the door finally closes. Ramon and I turn to meet each other's gazes. We both look at Ariel. Well, I suppose this puts a wrench in our plans. Despite this, Ramon smiles jovially, bending down and scooping up Ariel with a grin.
How's my favorite little bundle of hellfire doing today?
Ramon shifts demeanor entirely, beginning to coo at Ariel, the kid giggling and laughing at their father's antics, and there's me, just standing there, watching. From Demon Daddy to Demon Father? That makes it even bigger, like, it goes from Demon Daddy lowercase d to Demon Daddy capital D. And I got a bit of a capital D for it. Let me stop anyways. I wasn't expecting that. In fact, should I even stay here now? I wasn't expecting to have this kid with him. Am I intruding? Or is it rude if I just leave? Ramon suddenly looks back out as if just realized I'm still here. Oh, Lee, right, sorry. Got a little caught up there. I'm really sorry about Irene. She's a whole thing. If you want to go, I absolutely understand. It's fine, actually. I don't mind having you having Ariel around. Besides, it hardly seemed like it was your choice. Doesn't like I have anything else to do. Well, I appreciate that.
It is what it is.
That said, it's unlikely we'll be able to get to your death report today. Ariel frowned deeply and began to sniff on Ramon's arms. I'm not supposed to be here, Daddy?
Ariel.
No, mijo. It's absolutely fine. I'm so happy to have you here. Ramon says a pretty look my way as Ariel slowly stops crying. Looks like my doctors will be waiting for another day. Here, I'm gonna make you a snack, alright? You mind waiting here with Lee? Can I have some chilaquiles? I think that's how you say that? Is that how you pronounce that? Hold on. Let's Google this. Chilaquiles? I think that's how you pronounce that. Chilaquiles. Chilaquiles. Yeah, chilaquiles. Of course. With that special cheese pattern? Absolutely. Ramon disappears in the kitchen, probably to cast some sort of dark magic or whatever the hell goes on in Hell's Kitchen. His kid that I'm now alone with. Sup? Are you my new pirate? Ariel pouts, unable to pronounce parrot, I assume. Word too big. I'm making up shorter one. Mad? Mad? Damn. Wait, I can't cuss yet. I'm not 12. Don't tell Danny. I won't. Well, I'm a friend of your dad's. So nice to meet you, Ariel. Nice to meet you, mixed hobo. Mixed hobo is crazy. You're good. How old are you, Ariel? I'm this many. All 5 fingers, and on the right hand, 2 on the left, so they're 7 years old. Got you. Ah, I see. I wasn't sure what else to say or do, and the two of us just stared at each other. I was so sweat a little nervous about saying or doing the wrong thing. I'm saying Ramon.
Chilaquiles are ready.
Chilaquiles, let's go. Oh, thank God. Ramon returns carrying 2 plates of chilaquiles. Yay, chilaquiles.
I made some for you as well. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you, Ramon. He's a hot man, good father, and could cook. God, why was hell holding him away from me all this time? Oh, well, thank you, Ramon. I took the plate from Ramon and looked it over. Seems for the dish, Ramon fried the tortillas and spread cheese in the shape of a pentagram with a side of refried beans. Oh, I see it. Down, over, down, up, down. Yeah, I see it. Oh, that's cool. Yay, thanks, Daddy. They look so yummy. Well, Ariel seems pretty happy with the dish, and I'm not going to turn down free food. As I bite into it, it's definitely better than what I was expecting it to be. Could use a bit of sauce, though. I glance over at Ariel, who's filling their mouth with the food, puffing their cheeks out like a little chipmunk. It's actually really adorable. Smaller chunks, and chew your food, Ariel. Ariel mutters something that sounds like a response, though it's hard to tell with their mouth full. Ariel swallows the food in their mouth and starts taking smaller bites, earning a few head pats from Ramon, which puts a big smile on Ariel's face. So, did Ariel, get here like me? I wave my fork about, not sure how to not quite sure how to ask about dead kids casually. Thankfully, Ramon seems to understand where I'm going with this, and Ariel seems more interested in their food. It's the same situation as it would be on Earth. Death doesn't exactly stop procreation, at least for us demons. Promoted and full-fledged demons like to have kids as they please. Huh, so new life can be made in the afterlife, and death is just a waiting queue afterwards? Definitely sounds like hell would have an overpopulation problem then, wouldn't it? As I think about the philosophical nature of eternal life continuing to propagate, Ariel burps pretty loudly, indicating they finished eating. Well, she has also left their mouth caked in leftover bits of food. Well, someone's a messy eater now, aren't they? Ramon chuckles as he kneels down to wipe away the bits of food on Ariel's face, who seems to be enjoying being pampered by their dad. It was good, though. I love what Daddy cooks for me. Mommy just has some butler do it for me. It's not the same, or as good. Ramon finishes wiping Ariel's face down and moves to toss the rag away. Ramon distracted Ariel looks with those big old orbs of theirs. We stare at each other intently for several seconds before Ariel blinks and rubs her eyes. Okay, you win. Ariel's really having a staring contest, but okay, I'll take the win. It looks like they're thinking about something before an imaginary light bulb goes off in their head. I know another game we could play. What the fuck? Where'd she go? I mean, where'd they go? What the fuck? Just before I can ask what game, Ariel spontaneously combusts into a cloud of pink smoke. I leap away from my chair and surprised and having no idea what just happened. Having seen what a devoted and loving father Ramon is, I'm double dead if he thinks I did anything to his kid. Ariel? This is I feel like starting to panic. I sense something climbing this way up my leg, over my back, and up to my shoulders. Oh my god! This is the cutest thing ever. I want to protect Ariel at all costs. I glanced over to see an orange ferret having perched himself happily on my shoulder. I proceeded to boot my nose as it was giggling with Ariel's voice. Ariel? Are you a ferret? No, I'm 7. Ariel booted my nose again as I tried to give a totally not weirded out type laugh of the process of a child transforming into an animal. This is hell after all. I probably shouldn't be so surprised that children, especially a demon child, could just do that. And you're it. Ferret Ariel then jumps from my shoulder onto the floor and disappeared into the living room. Since I Ramon reappeared from the kitchen looking fairly amused by my confused reaction. It's not your thing, Lee? I like kids. I actually really do like kids. No Epstein. I'm just not used to them being able to shapeshift into a literal animal. Just figuratively. That's fair. You wouldn't mind helping me entertain Ariel for today? Not at all. Great, because you are it, after all. And don't worry, I'll help you look for the little weasel. I'm not a weasel. I'm 7. 7 seconds away from getting snuggled. Where'd you go? We chased Ariel around the apartment for a good hour or so. It's rather impressive the places they will hide themselves in order to hide from us. Even the small of cracks, they would just slip right in and reappear in another location. Gotcha. I caught Ariel by the tail after finding them in their latest hiding spot. They responded by curling up in my arms and giving it a no, though not hard enough to actually hurt. Ow! Ariel, no biting. We talked about this. Ariel giggled as Ramon reprimanded them and climbed off my arm back into the floor. Another puff of pink smoke, and they were back to their normal child self. Ariel gave a little yawn and slowly blinked their eyes, showing clear signs of drowsiness. I think it's time for a nap. I think it's nap time for a little princess. Ariel gave a sleepy nod and headed over for the large peach pet house in the living room. Ramon handed them a pillow and blanket for the couch, and they were fast asleep within seconds. Ariel sleeps in the little pet house? Trust me, I've got a whole room for them that's fully furnished and decorated upstairs. He always shoots the pet house. I'm not gonna tell them no if that's what they want, though I know it doesn't exactly look good on my part. And I think it makes you look fine. You let your kid do what they want while not letting them be in harm's way. What's not respectable about that?
I see.
Well, I appreciate that, Lee. There's a slight blush on his cheeks from that comment? Well, we've got an hour or two before they wake up, so how about some health flicks and chill? I blush a little back and forth from the peach house to Ramon, chuckles in his hand. I mean, literally. Come on, I have some restraint. I wouldn't do that in the same room as my fucking kid. You know what? Fair. You're better than some people on Earth, I'll say that much. Besides, all that running around is me tired, so I can use a moment to sit down. Plus, a new season of Heated Passions dropped that I've been dying to catch up. What's it about? Roman's eyes lit up as he ushered me to take a seat next to him, digging around the couch for the remote. It's great. It's got everything. Action, romance, drama, queer representation, complex interpersonal relationships. Everyone's hot as fuck. A moon cult. Whoa, that sounds pretty fucking dope. Though there's this plot line where the lawyer is cheating on his wife with the secretary is kind of the most controversial part of the season. I've been waiting to see how that mess gets resolved. Jeez, I thought I read the art marriage was toxic. You're only selling me harder on this show. Binge watch it? Yes, please.
How very interesting.
Ugh, finally, someone I can share my hyperfixation with. Irene never liked watching the show with me. She says she's not a fan of live action stuff. As opposed to what? Anime. Honestly, Irene being an anime fan, cool. She's still annoying as shit though. Ramon finished the remote for the couch, put on Netflix, popped some popcorn, and we started watching Heated Passion for the first season. Ramon seemed excited to be able to share this with someone, and I could see why he is listed on random trivia for the show's production. The drama and suspense of each episode left me with even after each episode was done. My eyes were glued onto the screen. Time flew by so fast I didn't even notice that Ariel had woken up until they asked her dad to make them a snack, which Ramon had to pause the video to fetch something to eat. After that, Ariel busted open the toy box and played with her collected toys, buildings, blocks, and puzzles. It was a fun and pleasant evening of babysitting. Ariel and I got to see a side of Ramon that I hadn't expected from the man. Honestly, what could take him for a playboy type with how charming he played himself off as? So seeing him at one point having a wife and the dedication he showed in raising his child, even after the divorce, was a surprise. Just goes to show you really can't judge a book by its cover. At around 8 p.m., Ramon had tucked Ariel into his bed and read the small child a bedtime story. It was a tale of Little Red Riding Hood, but the Brothers Grimm version where the wolf ate the grandma, and Little Red Riding Hood, where she arrived at the home later. The story ends with a hunter cutting two furry from the wolf's stomach, and the big bad wolf being turned into a throw-up for the grandma's house. Moral of the story, or the one that Ramon made up for it, was that once he is old age, Ariel should visit him as often as they can, so that he doesn't get eaten by a wolf or fall into a similar fate. To which Ariel's mind, Daddy is never gonna grow old. And Ramon thanks Ariel for that reminder, but Ariel asks Ariel to do so anyway. The back and forth with Ramon giving Ariel a kiss on the forehead and the child drifting off to sleep. Ramon keeps the door open a bit and turns it on a nightlight so Ariel can find their way out should they need to. Spent the rest of the night watching Ramon's favorite show, which is quickly becoming my favorite as well. Ramon had us wrapped up in our blankets and we were well into season 2 before I started to fall asleep. It's been a long and exciting day, and my heart still aches from the mystery surrounding my death. Having spent it with Ramon and Ariel made me forget about it, as just long enough for me to pass out on the couch. It's early in the, quotes, morning when I wake up again, sitting up on the couch to the sound of the door closing. Rubbing my eyes clear to sleep, I blink as a fuzzy image clears itself into my vision. It's Ramon, just a few inches away from my face. I lean back and let out a cry of surprise, stumbling off the couch with and hit the floor with a loud thud. Sleep well, Lee? You were out like a light. I can't say I blame you though. Ariel's an energetic little one. Yeah, it was a lot.
It is what it is.
Sorry again about the interruption. Wasn't expecting to have Irene drop by like that, but the schedule should be clear today to go get your papers. Since I just got back from dropping off Ariel, I'm ready whenever you are. Oh, perfect. I scramble off the couch and dart into the bathroom to freshen up quickly. It doesn't take very long, and soon I'm back in the living room, following Ramon out the door. Alright, looking freshly.
Come on, this thing is still warm and I don't need to grab anything but you.
Ramon winks at me as he grabs me by the shoulder. I start out responses and I flush again. I think I might be missing Ariel if this side of Ramon's gonna resurface. Right behind you, the stinger? I asked hesitantly, I have expected some sort of innuendo. My car! That's all I really left me after the divorce. Ouch. Right. Sorry about that. Don't worry too much about it, Mihei. Ramon assures me that things are fine, but I can't help feeling like he might be straining himself just to say that. He leads me back downstairs, out the gleaming red four-door. A sedan it might be, but a sleek line screams sports car. Ooh, I missed that one. At the very least, there were worse things to be left in a divorce. I climbed to the passenger seat, Ramon holding the door for me with another dumb grin before climbing in himself a moment later. What's childhood like for like hell like for a child? They have good schools out here, tuition. Of course, we have good schools out here. The first earthly sin was centered around knowledge, after all. Ariel's classes aren't that different from earthly classes. Basic math, ABCs, and the like. All the difference is that the teachers are the ones that teach them about profanity and such instead of their classmates. I have no idea if Marone is pulling my leg or not, though from some of the words I shared with Ariel this out, he probably isn't. The schools are targeted specifically on what kind of demons are attending. Given our various powers, we all need to learn how to use them. An imp like Ariel can turn into an animal, as you saw. Yeah, they're rather bitey as a parent. Oh, that just means they like you. Don't worry about it too much. They said, that said, you have a rabies shot, right? A what? Ramon let out a hearty laugh, more than a little amused by both my outburst and renewed blush. Oh, come on, Mihei. You can't keep letting me get you like that. Anyways, self-expression is a pretty big deal down here in hell. So Irene and I know it's important for Ariel to express himself, even if that means turning into a ferret most of the day. Anything else they can figure out for themselves? Anything else they can figure out for themselves with their own. Last thing Ariel needs is people telling them what they can and can't be. Sounds like you make a pretty good dad for Ariel. That's all I really wanted to be. Ariel deserves a better father than I have. Unlike Irene, Ramon seems to be more happy to talk about Ariel. The glow in his eyes, the tenderness in his voice, tells me that alone. As the car continued, the screen of the central console shifted as Ramon's phone began to ring. The name read Ariel. A furrowed brow and a frown from Ramon. He tapped on the screen, answering the call. Ramon, we need you down here right now. We're having a problem with the client. How pressing are we talking? Pressing enough to seriously rock our finances.
Hey, dear Lucifer.
Ramon let out a loud, frustrated sigh, glaring at the screen for a moment before eyeing me with a frown. I'm really sorry about this, but it seems we're gonna have another interruption. With any luck, it won't be but a few minutes, but I really don't have a choice here. It's hard not to be disappointed. I suppose they act like life is getting in the way of plans. Or this does sound serious. I do kind of have all the time in the world to get my papers. What's a little more time with Ramon? It's fine. This sounds important. We can just try again tomorrow, so lead the way. Ramon visibly relaxed his seat, shooting me a warm smile of appreciation. Thank you, Lee. I promise I'll make it up to you. Looking forward to it. Well. Maybe that'll need to be sooner than later. Ramon turned the car around at the next exit before turning down a couple of streets as we found ourselves in what appears to be a red light district. The car rolled to a stop and found myself looking up at a giant neon sign of a busty woman with glasses and a clipboard. She sat back, kicking her foot up in the air, right above a glowing neon name. Synhotherapy? A strip club? Ramon laughs. Not exactly. Follow me and you see. Ramon steps out first and me closely following behind. Heading aside, I can see what he means, as it's certainly not what I expected. Neon lights, distant, faintly pulsing bass music, kind of stuff I had been expecting. Even with the city of a scantily clad woman and mom's breast twerking in the face of a client that was what I was expecting. What I wasn't expecting was the conversation I ended up overhearing. So what it sounds like, your friends only want the best for you, even if it seems like they're overbearing and nagging. Yeah, I guess I'm scared. I guess scared of being the problem, you know? Everyone's worried about being the problem, sugar, but if you focus so hard on that, you'll never start working towards a solution. Alright, I'll bite. What's going on? Ramon seems to be quite a fan of the laughing at me, as here he is doing it again. What does it look like? It's simple therapy. It's far easier to talk about personal problems with a conscious mind as elsewhere, after all. Besides, they're all medically licensed and it certainly gets results. So what's the issue? The issue is that one of our clients wants to press charges. A young guy walks up, clearly some sort of on-site manager, given how stressed out he looks. What happened, Arrow? It's one of the girl's heels broke while working on a client. She fell on her. The client wants to sue for reparations. Now that I think about it, I can hear a rather angry voice in the background. I came here for therapy, not to get your tits in my face. It came to a strip club and therapy combo place, not expecting to get tits in the face. That sounds like a bit of contradiction there. Maybe so, but we have to take any legal action they may pursue seriously. How does it play around with his jurisdictions? Well, that's quite the pickle. How soon is this gonna pan out? Do any of us even have a lawyer? Where in hell, Lee? Do you know how many of them end up down here? Lawyers make up about a sixth of the hell's population. There are probably a few of them here already. Well, I suppose. Someone suing someone? Oh, is someone in need of prosecution? I'll do it for half the price. Hey, enough! Angry voice from earlier approaches. Make yourself know. Oh dear. A towering mammon woman strides over to us with purpose and furious intent. She even looks like she might head up on. She even looks to have a head up on Ramon, glaring furiously behind her half-moon glasses. Whoever this woman was in life, she must have been pants-pissingly scary. Bordering on 7 feet tall before the horns, dressed in a dark suit with wide squared shoulders and an air of self-confidence that would make some public speakers cry. All this despite dabbing a bloody tissue to her nose. Even Ramon took a small step back, eyes widening. I don't need some pathetic bottom feeder looking for a case to make a quick buck. I myself am a lawyer, perfectly capable of prosecuting this establishment myself. Camilla LeBlanche, freelance attorney. Be prepared because I'm about to sue your pathetic self for everything you own. Well, this is gonna go well. Will you do me a favor and go look around the stage she's being serviced at? See if you can find anything while I talk to her. Talk to the therapist. Make my way over to the therapist that was servicing Camilla. Oh dear, am I in trouble? No, I'm helping Ramon with this defense. Anything you can say can help us out a lot. What's your name, ma'am? Natalie. But when I work I just go by Nana. Could you tell me what happened here? Well, I was performing my job as usual when the client started to get a little handsy. Is that allowed? Technically, if you're out here on the show floor, no, but you're not supposed to get handsy with the staff. The sort of thing is safe for VIP rooms or the deep psychological dive treatments. I think this is a bit more of a casual touch. She was getting a good feel on my thigh when I tripped. I'll see. I'll keep that in mind. Well, that will help with the trial at least. Huh? Oh, it's just... Nana sighed, looking rather downcast as her knuckles bump into each other while she fidgets. The woman said she was going to sue the boss for all his money, and I feel awful if that happened because of me. Ramon takes such good care of all of us, and we don't have to worry about the more scummy patrons trying to take advantage of us without properly paying for the service. We even have dental and optical as part of our health insurance, but hell has health insurance, bro. Hell is so much better than fucking Earth, bro. Let me go to hell. Let me go to hell. I really just like working here too. I would never have imagined working in a strip club back when I was alive. I only did it because I couldn't find normal counseling work in the Lust Circle anymore. But since coming here, the other girls, boys, staff, and especially Ramon have been so welcoming, and dancing has felt liberating to me. I simply don't want it to end. It would be hard for Ramon if he had to find another therapist during such a sensitive time too. Please, you have to help him. I'll do my best. Check the stage. Take a close look at the stage where the therapist is forming. Seems like a trickle of a small scuff mark on the floor, probably where a heel dug into the material. There's also a spilled drink around here. It smells alcoholic. Maybe the client was a little intoxicated? Not sure if that will hold up in court. Let's go to the security camera. Aha! Security camera. Probably caught everything that happened on stage, of course. We'll walk over to the manager that was on site who seems to be tacking away at their phone. Arrow, was it? Yep, that's me. Who are you and how do you know my boss? Lee, and it's a long story, but basically helping him will also be helping me. Oh, you're here for a job? I was just telling everyone about we need to diversify our performance outside the binary. I was starting to feel lonely. Yo, double MB, let's go. Mwah. We require our therapist to show proof of license to practice mental health when applying. As you're dancing though, we do paid training, but it helps if you already have some experience. Oh, no. I'm not here for a job. I feel myself getting flustered at the idea of working the pole, and it gives Arrow a good laugh. So what's up? Did you need me for something? If it's a dance, I'm not working on deck today. Sorry. No, it's not that. I wanted to ask for a copy of the security footage from the incident. Huh? Oh yeah, that would totally be helpful to see what happened. Let me go get that for you. It takes a few minutes, but Arrow returns with a tape at hand. Bub. We were still using tape for recording our security? What's wrong with that? Nothing really, since our bouncers can usually beat off the creeps. And not in the way they like it, reminds you. But what if this particular tape got damaged, tampered, even stolen? Ramon would be so screwed. Physical media should just be a cool novelty for collectors. It's all about archiving to the cloud where it'll never go away. So long as the servers are up. Well, yeah. We're getting off topic. Go man aside. You're right. You're right. Here you go, Lee. But seriously, I hope this helped you and Ramon with that scary hot lady. You can say that again. She hands me the tape with an optimistic hood. Nod. Hood. Where the fuck did I get hood from? You seem rather calm in this situation. Oh, I'm actually screaming on the inside. Oh. But I wouldn't be one of the club and social media managers if I couldn't keep calm under pressure. Club and social media manager? And I perform on Thursdays too. That's a lot of jobs for one person to do. I get bored of doing one job for too long, so I get bored doing one job for too long, like I do with genders. Social media included. As much as I'd like getting fake beef with other companies on Hellspace and making memes, thankfully Ramon has been pretty accommodating my ADHD and uses of she or they for me sometimes. Not that I care too much about the latter, but it is sweet how considerate he is. So I really don't want to try my luck elsewhere. At least not for a while. Oh, do you have other plans? Sort of. See, background art used to be a model or a pretty dedicated following. Guys like me are a pretty niche subculture to be into, but I made myself stand out enough that even people outside my sphere knew who I was, for better or for worse. Since I got here a few years ago, I have way more competition in that field. Twinkie little femboys are a dime a dozen down here in the Lust Circle, and in a realm where there are demons who can shapeshift their image, mine isn't that special anymore. I'm sorry to hear that. Kinda begs the question though. When I try to get promoted to demon status, having any of the demon type powers and traits would make you appeal to a wider demographic. I'm sure most humans down here are demon fuckers anyway. Errol looks to be kind of surprised that I said that. Shit, did I say something wrong? I mean, I did consider it at one point, but it's a little darty just to throw away my soul just for clout. Throw away your soul. You do know what happens when you become promoted demon after the 100-year trial thing. You're a full-fledged demon. Demons don't have souls, and without a soul, you'll never reincarnate back on Earth, back on the Earth you knew. Whoa, what, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, they make that clear to you when you get scouted. You get to live forever in the afterlife at least, but I don't know. There's some people who might not get sent to hell that way. There's some people who might not get sent to hell that I want to see again, even if it's a 1 in a million chance that we do. I can think of a few people I would like to see again if given the slimmest of chance. Well, I have something to consider if I ever want to undergo the demonification process. That could be of some insight. You should get going before I blabber on you more, because I will if you let me. Right, thank you for the information. I don't know how much of what Arrow said was actually helpful to the case, but it's a nice chat anyways. Well, I'm sure I got everything I need to handle a court case with Ramon here. Not that I've ever done that sort of thing before. But hey, first time for everything. As I approached Ramon, he seemed relieved to see me. Ah, good, Lee, the trial's about to start. Wait, what? Before I can question how that's possible, the area goes pitch black as the ground suddenly starts to rumble underneath my feet. I'm pretty sure I can hear the hissing steam and the sounds of platforms moving about. Before long, the lights come back on. And the central room is a courtroom? We're having the trial right here? Right now? No time like the present. I'm pretty sure there's all sorts of things wrong with the scenario. I guess I should have assumed you could make a makeshift court hearing to hell. The essence is certainly speedier than here on Earth. We just need to wait on the judge. One's likely to be summoned for our case from nearby. Wait, what about our lawyer? I really took everything but my car. I can't afford a lawyer. Synopathy. Synotherapy usually breaks even, makes just enough for me to pay everyone and afford my apartment. If we lose this, we're both screwed me, hey. Well, shit. Puff of smoke rolls over the podium front, which I assume signals the judge is arriving. So I have someone in a long black robe. It's Faye! Oh my god, hi Faye! How you doing? Looking confused in the middle of a mixed drink, glancing our way, she doesn't look happy. Oh, lovely. Was I the only one nearby? Really? Faye? You're a judge? That's my day job, you could say. Now let's make this quick. I was just about to make the most delightful Cesarac. Faye looks down at her podium, shuffling all the papers there.
Let's see here. The case of Sinho Therapy versus Camilla LeBlanche, suing for reparations over injury and unwanted breasticular contact.
Okay. And so the trial began. Prosecution, you may present your case. With pleasure, Your Honor. At 2:30 p.m., I had gone to Sinho Therapy to deal with some personal grievances. Things were going well until at 2:48, the therapist I see had her heel snapped mid-session, and she physically assaulted me with her breast. It was a horrendous ordeal, Your Honor. I'm suing Sinho Therapy for the irreparable emotional damage they have caused me. I see. That's quite a compelling case you have there. Ramon slams his fist against the
Damn
table.
it! Her case against us is airtight.
Bro, this is just fucking. They're just doing fucking. What's the name? What's the name of that game? They're just doing fucking Phoenix Wright against us. Holy shit.
We cannot possibly win against that.
Ramon's panic is infectious, but I have to keep my head about me. Well, we have to try, don't we? If you don't, we're gonna lose everything. You're right, Lee. We can't give up, no matter how impossible this case looks. Well, defense, do you have anything you want to say for yourselves?
Quick, think on your feet. We have some evidence of our own, but it's not much. Mostly just the video recording of her session from a distance.
For this view, it looks like the client was getting a little handsy, but it could also be that just her heels were worn down. It really could be either way, couldn't it? But I did make your argument, defense. Only one chance, gotta make it count. Objection. Your Honor, I'd like to present the court with the video of the event in question. Very well. Present this evidence to the court. Arrow rolls a retro-looking TV and VHS player on a dolly stand, and the video begins to play. As you can see, the prosecution was getting far too handsy with the therapist, which was interfering with their job. Hell, hey, yeah, we got rules against this kind of behavior. Well, this is a compelling argument for the defense. This is definitely a point against the prosecution. Grr, this case isn't over yet. Is that all the defense has for this case? Not even close, Your Honor. I'm just getting started. The prosecution claims they received horrific emotional trauma for being struck in the face by a therapist's breast. However, I can prove that is not the case. Oh, this ought to be good. Please do tell. What proves that Camilla didn't receive emotional trauma? Let's take another distance from. Let's take a look at the distance between the stage where Camilla was sitting. There could have been more than 2 feet between them. So when did she have time to receive any real trauma? Oh, you absolute brutes! Ganging up on a defenseless lady in her time of need. But the prosecution can't elaborate on that point. Your Honor, I was at this therapy clinic for some deeply rooted personal traumas that involve people falling on top of me. Excuse me. I thought I was overcoming this pain, but she brought them all rushing back in an instant to our clearest action. That was quite serious indeed. We're going to decide the prosecution on this one. You can't be serious.
Hey, dear.
Traumas don't laugh, they matter. They need to be respected. Okay, I'm pretty sure she's made that up on the spot to punch it out. So much of a risk on that, because if she really does have trauma, then we're only making things right. Damn it, you're right. Get the next round for sure. We have to. We need a deliberation on the case here. I think we've seen enough to make a decision. Hold it right there, Your Honor. You have more to say? There's been a key deal without holding slam dunk this case. I don't like the sound of that. It's the fact that when I went into the sit-down therapy, I requested a therapist that at bare minimum had G-cup breasts. I was given a therapist with B-cups. The horrified gas filled the courtroom with the revelation. Murmurs whispering around the gallery. All his eyes turned around. Well, what? All of our busty girls were busy, and she was demanding to be seen right away. The various stages you graduated to be levying. Defense, do you have anything to say for yourselves? Well, it's a good try, but we're basically hoes. Thanks for trying, Lee. No, I refuse to accept that. This is where things end. Well, it doesn't sound like the defense has any objections to the prosecution's claims. That's all there is to say. I'm ready to make my judgment. Hold it! You're alright. We do have something to say for ourselves. So now, blow the prosecution's case wide open. This is just Phoenix Wright. They're just doing Phoenix Wright. Oh, do tell then. Your Honor, the prosecution's case rests on the fact that they received subpar service from Ramon's establishment. They claim both that the therapist's fall caused emotional trauma, stemming from the fact that she has that they had a similar bust than what they request, a smaller bust than what they requested. But I'm going to prove a single undeniable point. Hold on. They claim both that the fall card stemming from the fact she had a smaller bust than they requested. Small. Everything rides on this. I can't let it down. Your Honor, prosecutor denies the truth of the fact is, small breasts are just as amazing as large breasts. My goodness. Well, I hadn't even thought of that. What is this fucking? Oh my god. You can't be serious. The gallery is on my side. Of course, feeling excitement over my declaration. So much that Faye has had to bang on their gavel to restore order. It's quite the bold claim you're making, defense. Do you have any evidence to prove it? This is it. This is do or die. I have to prove to the court that it doesn't matter your size of your breasts, that they're soft and comforting. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of the point of this. The prosecution was sexually aroused the whole time. She was the entire time. She was sexually aroused. Oh my, is this true? I don't know how you can possibly prove that in a court of law without sexually harassing me. Let's play along with this. Let's say I was sexually aroused at the time of this incident. What would you have? What would that have to do with the therapist falling on top of me? You would have been influencing her actions to put her in a state where she would be more likely to fall. Oh, please, it's hardly an argument. The clinic doubles as a strip club. I mean, they have to deal with horny clients on a daily basis. The client being horny is no excuse for poor work etiquette and assaulting your customers like that. But furthermore, if I was truly sexually aroused at the time, would I not find greater pleasure in her touching me in such a direct manner? As such, I wouldn't be finally charged for that. I would instead be asking the therapist's consent to take the deep psychological dive treatment. Gah! Prosecution has a point. I'm afraid your argument doesn't hold water here. Damn, I thought that would work too. I see a lot of reasoning, though. It sort of fell apart. It kind of must be in hell. I'm too new to all of this. Face says a guy will bring it to any arguments. I think I've heard enough from both sides to make a decision.
In the case of Camilla
versus
Senko Therapy, the court finds the defense
guilty.
Ramon is hereby required
Yo!
to pay the prosecution $3
Wait,
million
no!
in credit.
No! I didn't want that. What? No. That's. Oh man.
Why did it have to be this way?
I'm not gonna be able to afford that without selling the club. Are gonna lose their jobs. That's why I should have been better out there. It's alright. That you would have done any better. I was ready to lose from the very start of the trial, but you put up a good fight at the very least. Possibly, but we still lost though. Yeah, we did. I probably have to sell my pet. No. I'm sure you will. I had to head out. I got a lot of paperwork stuff on. I just see you later, man.
Hasta luego.
No, please. I didn't want that to happen. No. Could we have won that, please? Oh, that's a game over? Yes. Okay. So the prosecution was sexually aroused. Who goes to the strip club for that? That wouldn't work because that's the whole point of this place. Even Faker could provide comfort with her chest. Could provide comfort with her chest. I shoved my chest into Ramon. Yeah. Behold, comfort. Best of all sizes of awards and provide comfort that anyone could possibly have. In a high stakes where I am the most comfortable state of my life. Well, is this sure? Are you feeling comfort right now? Brother, normally happens and rub against the world's chest. Soft. Well, it seems to have this piece for itself, doesn't it? This is an utter farce of a trial. Face surgeon gavel bringing into the case.
In the case of Camilla
Come on,
versus
please.
Senho Therapy, the court finds the defense.
Yeah! All I had to do was rub my face against a hot man's chest. As is necessary.
Although it is true that Camilla's therapist fell on her during her time at Senho Therapy, the prosecution was unable to turn up sufficient evidence to prove any real and lasting trauma had occurred. As such, Camilla must give Senho Therapy 300,000 credits in reparations for wasting Ramon's time.
Bet, let's go. Well, shoot. Yeah. Let's go! We did it! We made it past! Oh my god. Large puff of smoke, the courtroom backdrop vanishes in an instant. If Faye were with Faye, and we're back to the strip club as normal. You did it, Lee. You really did it. I didn't know I had it in me. It did get a little dicey there at some points, but you pulled through at the end. I could be more proud of you. And don't think I forgot about that little dramatic maneuver you pulled in court. I'm not letting that one go for a long time. Don't. You never do. Just, perfect. Just let me get like right in there. Just let me get like right. Let me get like right. Let me get like right in there. Hold on. Let me get like right in there. Just right in there. I love me some chest. Yeah, well, you shouldn't, because titty will always be soft and warm. Even though the two of us seem a little flustered over the physical affection that was put on display, we don't seem to mind the clearly building tension in the air. Just as we were talking, someone surprisingly suddenly showed up. I'll admit my surprise with you two. It's very rare for me to lose a case around here. Camilla? Hi, Reese! Oh god, did you see me rubbing up against that guy's chest? Listen, Reese, I can explain. I can explain. Right? It's not what it looks like. I was proving a court case. Okay. Never mind. You saw nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't mention anything. We're gonna go for it. We're just gonna like, you know, go for it with that. Anyways, Camilla. Oh great, it's the ruinous bitch. Come to complain about losing. Seriously, you just lost your case. Don't tell me you're here to start more trouble. On the contrary, I want to congratulate you two. Normally, unorthodox methods in court usually get the case either thrown out or declared as... My bad, I left the VC earlier and no talking. You're good, dog. Don't worry about it. No complaints here. People got lives. You're good, dog. You're good. Usually just get the case either thrown out or declared an instant loss for you, but you two managed to pull it off. As there's some of my respect, right? Really. Hold on. You do know you're still banned from Sinho therapy, right? No amount of congratulations is gonna make me forget that you just tried to sue us out of business. Nothing personal there, sweet cheeks. Suing people for all their worth tends to be my main business practice out here. You were just on the chopping block this week. I guess it shouldn't be surprised these types of people continue to exist in hell. They certainly weren't making it to Utopia with that attitude. In any case, I'll just go ahead and transfer over the credits and be on my way. It doesn't take long for Camilla to transfer over her losses for the court case to Ramon. She doesn't even seem phased at losing 300k credits.
Hey,
that was just a drop in the bucket for you, wasn't it? Sure was. She winks at Ramon with a girly giggle. With her work done, she turns around and walks off, waving at us as she goes. See you peeps later. I swear, you meet all types down here. I guess you weren't kidding when hell was a lot like Earth then. Well, enough drama then. What do you say I go out to eat and celebrate our victory? On me. That sounds wonderful. Despite the ups and downs, that was how Ramon and I won our first court case together. It was after that day the two of us started spending a lot more time together. It started with us trying to get my death report, but the day after day something would come up and we just hang out. There were lots of days where we ended up stuck sitting in a car together for hours, hoping traffic would clear up enough for us to get to the place before it closed. But of course we always make it there just after it closed.
did you know that all of our roads are modeled after Interstate 5 in California?
Huh. Good to know. Absolutely, traffic is horrendous every day. Even if traffic was light and we would make it into the office on time, it would be closed for another reason.
All right, it's Independence Day. I almost forgot.
Oh well, want to get burgers and be degenerates like Lucifer would want?
I would love nothing less.
And some days we just forgot to even try. Daddy, I got 5th place in my gymnastics tournament competition.
Orale! I knew you could do it.
Orale! Orale, mijo! You did it! Way to go, mijo. Daddy? Yes? Can you call me Mija instead? Oh, shit! Ramon then picked up Ariel off the ground and spun her into a hug. Way to go, Mija. That's my little princesa. I guess I know what we're having for dinner tonight. Chilaquiles! Let's go! We love chilaquiles. One day we'll get my death report. I still like to know how I died. For the time being, I'm just enjoying every day here in hell. Is that really how this ends? It's been about 4 months since Ramon and I started spending as much time together as we could. Every day nope, okay, we're still going sick. But every day I wake up greeted by Ramon's handsome face. It's kind of nice, actually. We eat, chat, either start making our way over to the Sin and Atonement Social Services, SAS. It's called the SAS office. That's all. We get caught up in some sort of wacky hijinks for the day. Usually we get caught up in the wacky hijinks. But it was after all that time that the two of us found ourselves sitting at the kitchen table having breakfast that I realized something. Hey, Ramon? Do we have any plans for today? No, not really. And I really taking care of Ariel for the rest of the week, right? Yeah, though she can always call if Ariel gets to be too much. The traffic report says the crowds have made their way over to the Gluttony Circle to try out the new Hellscape coaster that opened up, right? Don't tell me you want to ride that thing too. Yo, what's up, Asher? It's not what it looks like, okay? It's not what it looks like. You see nothing. You see nothing. Okay? It's I can explain. But God, I'm gonna have to blur that fucking top corner out. Jesus Christ. Listen, right? It's less about my sexuality and more about the fact that I didn't notice that on the shot. Like, I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video. I have to blur this. Like, it has to get blurred. It can't stay. I will not. This video would not. Well, to be fair, I say this like I could get monetized. I can't. I just don't want to get like taken down. You know. But honestly, I'm just gonna upload the whole thing because like I've been talking this entire time, like doing this. But don't tell me you want to ride that thing too. We should have left hours ago if that was the case. No, I was thinking the roads would likely be clear going the other way. So I could probably head over to the social services to get my death report uninterrupted. Huh? You know, you're probably right. If we left soon, we could probably avoid hitting any wacky shenanigans until later in the day. That makes sense. What do you say? You want to go for it? Ramon seems pensive for a moment, looking over his breakfast before letting out a sigh and smiling at me. Sure thing, Carino. Let's go. It seems to be the end of the conversation, apparently. We don't even bother cleaning up after ourselves. We just head out the door. I suppose we can always clean up when we get back. Just as I thought, the roads were relatively empty. There still was traffic, but everyone was moving at a decent pace for once. We easily... Oh, bro, you gotta hear his voice. Hold on, can I, like... Hold on. Hold on, let's see. There.
Orale! I knew you could do it!
Like, listen to that man's voice. Hold on, Kelly.
Alright, it's Independence Day. I almost forgot.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. Right? We easily make our way to the offices with no time to spare. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't fuck with dating sims. I don't play these fucking games. And like, oh my god. The crowd over there was surprisingly quiet. Not even the radio was playing. It's eerily silent in the car as we drive. It doesn't seem either one of us really want to break the ice. Half an hour later, the two of us find ourselves. By the way, if you want to play this game, I'm not. Also, got my first play of the game with Sigma. Good job. I'm proud of you, Asher. Also, I'm not saying you have to, but if you want to play this game, it is currently being sold for $1.09. Like, actually $1.09. It's on sale. Just saying. Well, here we are. Not to jinx it or anything, but this has been surprisingly painless. You're right, you're totally going to jinx it. Oh, hush, come on in, let's go inside. The two of us start heading inside. It feels like we're not even 20 seconds out of the car when I hear something crash behind me.
Ay, chingado! Oh, my leg! Oh, my leg! I tripped on the parking block and busted up my shin. I need your help.
Ramon, are you trying to stop me from getting my death report? Because it feels like you're trying to stop me from getting... Like, Ramon, it feels like you're trying to stop me from getting my death report. I came to hell to be able to know how I died. Is there something you want to tell me here? So the man to trip himself is now clutching his knees, making all kinds of pathetic sounding noises. Can't help but roll my eyes about how overly dramatic Ramon is being. Come on, Ramon, I know by now that demons heal way faster than humans do. Besides, you get priority in the revival queue, remember?
Oh, you remembered.
I mean, I wouldn't forget. Now stop goofing off and let's get inside. But me leg! I can't help but let out a sigh at Ramon's childish antics. I go over to help him stand as a slow dragging walk into the building. I'm telling you, he doesn't want me to know how I died. Ramon's little act, it takes a bit longer to get inside than I'd like. I even had to delicately get him sitting in a chair before I can finally walk over to the receptionist's desk. Hello, I'm about to make the request for necessary paperwork. I'm shocked silent. Oh, fuck! Wait! It's gonna be his wife! It's gonna be his fucking ex-wife! Oh shit, it's Camilla! Even worse! Oh, well, aren't you a familiar face? What are you doing here? It's called a job. You could benefit from one yourself, you know. It's not that. I just thought, you sued people for your job? Well, yes, a bit of a lucky streak as far as that's gone. You weren't the first case I lost, but it seems I lost some of my touch in court. That or they're getting wise to my antics. Either way, it seemed like it was... Last time I checked, Camilla was a chicken on the... Shut the fuck up, Asher. Oh my god. Either way, it seemed like it was time for me to start looking for some more serious work if I didn't want to end up going flat broke, so here I am. That's I want to say good to hear, but something feels wrong about that. Either way, I'm not really sure how to respond to Camilla at the moment. It's not a big deal, sweet cheeks, just business as usual in hell. You either adapt with luck or you get kicked to the curb. That's one way to put it. But as much as I adore talking about myself, and I do adore it, how can I help you today? Alright, I want to request a copy of my death report. Not a problem, I just need you to fill out some paperwork for me. Camilla reaches into the cabinet behind her and pulls out several forms that she hands over to me. I glance them over, but it's mostly just asking for basic information and proof of ID. Once I have everything filled in, I hand everything back to Camilla. Very good, go ahead and take a seat. I'll call you over once your report is ready. I give Camilla a nod and make my way back to the room Ramon is. As I sit down, I can't help but glance at the rest of the room. It's surprisingly quiet in the waiting room, which isn't surprising given that only a few other demons seem to be scattered about waiting like us. The silence is occasionally broken by the sound of musty old magazine pages being flipped as a client demon scans the contents of the page more than actually reading it. Seems old magazines or waiting rooms is a universal constant, even in hell. Ramon, why do you look so sad? Explain, please. I glance over at Ramon, who is unusually quiet. He doesn't look very comfortable, though. It's pretty obvious he's trying to hide how he's feeling. You okay? I seem to catch him off guard with the question, though he clearly forces a smile onto his face. Of course I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? Well, you're not exactly being your normal self, for one thing. Usually be cracking a joke or doing some sexy flirtation with me, so it's pretty easy to tell when you're off your game. Have I really become that readable now? Sorry to break the news to you. Ramon chuckles at that. He's amused with how close we've gotten, but that same sentiment is what causes him to sigh a moment later. I guess I'm just nervous. The last few weeks have been some of the best I've ever had. I guess I'm just scared that us actually finishing this little quest of yours means that, well, this will be it. No. Listen, I want to be around you a lot. I came here with a purpose, but hell's not someplace I just want to leave. Don't get it twisted, Ramon. You will have what you need and we'll go our separate ways. You don't exactly need an escort or a guide through hell anymore. I guess I hadn't thought about it that way. Most of the humans I helped ended up doing just that. It's not that there's animosity between us. It's just once you find your place in hell, it's easy to grow distant and move on to the new life you forge for yourself. Yeah, I understand that completely. Just like people grow distant as time goes on. It's just what happens. And of all the wayward souls I met, I spent the most time with you. Ramon's words give me pause as I consider them. I'm not entirely certain how to respond. I give it some thought. No, I'm definitely sticking around. What the fuck? Oh, Lee. Before I can actually give a response, my thoughts are interrupted by the voice of the receptionist. I've got your death report right here. Apologies for the wait. Glanced nervously over at Ramon, who gives me a comforting smile and ushers me forward. Go ahead. It's what you've been requesting for, right? Besides, I'm kind of curious on how you died too. He gives me a playful wink at that, and I can't help but give a smirk in return. Here we go. I'm making my... do we have to, like, make this, like, front and center? Did we? I make my way back over to the receptionist as Camilla is holding out a manila envelope for me. Part of me is nervous to look at the death report. It feels like I could use a distraction from my own thoughts. Just read the... Oh, you have to tell me about that later. No, now's not the time for distractions. I've come this far. I'm going to do the thing I came all the way here to do. Lee was murdered by a family member for their inheritance? What? What? Huh? Somebody in my family killed me? I just read how I died. I read it again to make sure I read everything right. Wait, why is... Okay, so my question now becomes this. Heaven and hell were like redacting this shit. I was not able to find this out when I got here. Why is me being killed by a family member that much of a pain point to where heaven and hell are both like, yeah, no, we can't tell you this right now. Ooh, how dramatic. I love that. I can't say I feel the same way about it. If you're looking for payback, I know a few demons who can send a curse or two their way for the right price. I shake my head at Camilla, but I can't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me. I finally know how I died, and it feels like a weight I had forgotten about was lifted off my shoulders. Knowing how I died doesn't change the situation at all, but it does bring a sense of closure. My mortal life came to an end, and I know how and why, and now I can look forward to the life that is ahead of me. Make my way back over to Ramon, who is waiting for me by the front door now. He looks ready to leave. Well, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. There's an awkward moment where the two of us are just standing there, staring at each other. Ramon seems to be straining himself to put on a good face. He forces a smile onto his face as he lifts his hand up in a wave.
Well, it was fun while it lasted. Hope you have a good time in hell.
I'm not going anywhere. You're my hell. I don't want to leave you. Ramon starts making his way out. I've said the sudden reversal in attitude from Ramon after everything that had happened left me frozen in place as he left me on my own, unsure what to do. I go after him. Why wouldn't I go after him? It seems like Ramon thinks I want to part ways with him now that I have my death report. I ponder, if only for a moment, whether or not I even want to part ways with someone I spent almost all my time down here in hell. A lot of it were failed attempts to find out how I died, but I can't really call it time wasted when I had so much fun going through the realm with Ramon. I didn't even need to think of a second more when I saw Ramon's hand touch the exit door's handle, and I bolted up to catch him. My hand clasped around his wrist, and Ramon stopped dead in his track. My hand, alright, looking down at me surprised. What are you doing? Ramon, I like you, you dumbass. I said that so loud that it echoed throughout the office lobby and people were turning their heads towards us. My face burned hotter and brighter than it ever had, and the same could be said for the dumbfounded look Ramon gave me. I need some air. Ramon turned his body back towards the... Ramon turned his body back towards the door, only this time he dragged me along with them through it. We were out on the steps of the SAS offices, and Ramon had us tucked in the corner of the front entrance. No one on the streets could see or hear us as Ramon stood in front of me with a frazzled but serious look in his eye. You almost started the scene back there. I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. It's just that I pressed my lips to swallow the lump in my throat. I really like you, Ramon. You're naturally charming and flirtatious with me, which makes me feel wanted and all, but you aren't just a sexy persona you put on out there. You have a soft side that comes out when you're not just around Ariel, but with me as well. Otherwise, you wouldn't have stuck with me for so long after how much of a hassle it's been to get my death report. Only it has been a hassle, not for me in the slightest. These past few months have been the best ones of my afterlife. I've done so many absurd and bizarre adventures here in hell, but ever since I got here, I've been waking up every day excited because I get to face it with you. You're my friend, dumbass. Think we're going to abandon you after all we've been through? We literally went to court together. And won. And won! And I don't want to experience something crazy like that without you to back me when I need it the most. Whether it be as my friend or something more. I would be happy just to keep you in my life. Ramon stood there, taking everything I had said to him in, and still remained silent well after. He sighed with a frown and scratched at the back of his neck nervously. It's funny. I feel the same way about you too, Lee. Oh shit!
I feel the same way about you too. That's why I don't want to mess up what we have. My last marriage, we took things way faster than we should have. I proposed after 2 months of dating, the wedding was after another 2, and we had Ariel the following year. After so long of denying myself love as a human for religious reasons, I just fell head over heels for the first person I felt a spark for.
His faith? I thought about bringing it up, but I wanted to let him finish speaking.
And ever since the day you first came to hell, I've had nothing but sparks for you. No, it's like a fire, actually. A fire I've been letting build
Don't
up
cry! Please don't cry!
and months, and now it's this uncontrollable inferno of burning desire that I can't sleep at nights.
Don't cry! Please don't cry!
I thought I could put it out, save myself the heartache by leaving you first, but I had to fight every single bone in my body from turning back and begging for you to stay with me.
Oh, oh, Ramon!
To never leave me. Just like my God did.
Oh, shit!
Just like Irene did.
Oh. His shoulders shook as he cried so many tears he had been holding back for only Lucifer knows how long. Tears of loneliness, tears of pent-up sorrow, tears for everyone he has loved. Tears for me. I rubbed at his bicep reassuringly and smiled warmly at him. I brought him in for a hug, petting his head soothingly as he cried into my neck. I understand. I understand. I want you to know that I feel the same. Maybe not as strongly as you do, but it's enough that I could say, I love you, Ramon. You don't know about the things I've done. The sins I committed to wind up down here. I don't care. And much like how you didn't want to see how I died, even though it was the original reason you wanted to help me, I don't need to know either. It's hell. I never assumed you to be as pure as a priest. Ramon laughed bitterly as that. And you don't need to be either. Because I love the Ramon who's before me right here, right now. But I'm willing to take this as slow as it needs to be so that we don't end up hurting each other. Ramon's arms finally wrap around my back and he nuzzled his head against my own after swallowing the lump in his throat. I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. He broke the hug and planted his lips onto my own. Yes! Yes! We're kissing the hot gay demon! Woo! Mission accomplished! It was a long but chaste kiss, and I could feel our mutual adoration for each other spill out the longer we held it. Once the kiss was over, our lips parted, but we still held each other in an embrace. I'd never seen a more genuine smile on Ramon's face than the one he held for me in that moment. So, we still got time. We still got the rest of the day to burn. You think what I'm thinking? Okay, right, Asher. So like, all three of these are like all three of these options work in very different ways. Like, if I do Yumi in a steamy bedroom, bro. Oh, please. But then dinner in a 4D movie calls back to like when I first met him. And then the roller coaster is like, oh, honestly, oh, god damn it. Yeah, yeah, we have to do the steamy bedroom. You sure this is a little fast if they're just getting together? Ramon, we have been fucking since the day I moved. We have been fucking since the day I... Wait, pause, huh? We've been doing what? We've been fucking since the day I moved in with you, and now you're being modest about sex? Yeah, right. You picked me up bridal style. There's a love hotel right across the street from here. Where is it there? Either way, I'm going to. He whispered just what he's going to do to me in my ear, and my face burned up with flustered excitement. Oh my god. Ramon chuckled deeply at my reaction. Jay walked us across the street to the love hotel, causing some of the traffic to swerve around us so as not to get hit. Ugh, what a bad boy. Just like we said we would, we took things slow. Or at least as slow as we could. We were already living together after all, and the best way to know if you're compatible with someone is to live with them long enough without ripping each other's throats. And even once we became official, our home life didn't change much besides the fact that Ramon and I were now sharing a bed. I will say though, sleeping in a bed with someone else is pretty great, especially when Ramon is such a big cuddler. I didn't even realize I had trouble sleeping until I spent a few nights in the bed with him. So I go to sleep wrapped in his big arms, feeling loved and adored every night. And in the morning, either him or I wake up and make the other breakfast before one of us leaves for work. And it's simple things like that every day that make me love him just a little bit more as the endless hell nights go by. And of course, he does like to show his affection towards me in bigger gestures like getting me gifts and small getaways to other circles of help close by. I want to see the Android exhibition. The Android exhibition shows in Sloth Circle. Hell's on the cutting edge of technology, and that includes robotics. Mitz would have loved it here. But the end, settling back down on the couch with my boyfriend, and the occasional visit from my furry stepdaughter is a blessing? Hex? Whatever. I just know that life is good. It was only going to get better. Looks like they finally fixed the elevator that takes people from Limbo to here. I don't know the specifics, but I heard a bunch of rats fucked with the wiring on both ends. Considering they're powered by techno magic, I think it'd be pretty difficult. But I'm not one to pry into slot technician nerd shit. It's fucking magic, who cares? Not me.
It is what it is.
If it works, it works. That's all I need to know. But with the elevator running again, I've been called to head down to see what's up and pick up any souls that I can on my way back.
Ay, dear
Since the way here has been inoperable, I bet some real bad shit must have gone down back in Limbo. People are desperate to come to hell. I hope that's not the case. By the way, I don't see why you had me tag along since I don't have permission to travel between here and there like you and Faye. Mo's usual charismatic smile melted into a softer one. He seemed a little more nervous.
Well, that's because today marks the 1-year anniversary since you came to hell.
Oh shit, it's been a year? Oh wow.
And 1 year ago today, since you came into my life.
Oh. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! You don't even have to ask me. You don't even have to ask me. Can we like hold on. How do we see keyboard and mouse? Hold on. H. Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god, I'm screen capping this. Please tell me that picked up. Please tell me I got that. No, it's the wrong screenshot. No, no. There we go. Yes, please, please let me have that. Please let me have that. Yes, my new wallpaper. My new wallpaper. My new wallpaper. Wait, why is he getting down on one knee?
Will you spend the rest of the afterlife with me?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a small box that when open, revealed a ring above with a monster-sized diamond ring. I could feel the heat rise on my face, along with tears already overflowing at the corner of my eyes as I gasped at the sight of it all. My heart swelled with the love for the man before me, and there was no way I could say anything but yes. Yes! Let's go! The hotel lobby gave a round of applause as Ramon slipped the ring onto my finger, picked me up, and kissed me with all the love of his 7 circles. I laughed and we broke the kiss. At least you waited a year this time before popping the question. That's a new record. A record that I'll hopefully never need to break. You won't, I promise. It's a deal then. If you asked me at the beginning whether I'd give myself to a demon, I'd call you crazy. But today I just did that. And despite the insanity of the statement, I'm glad I went to hell. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so glad that we did this.